Hey, y'all. How's it going? I was going to turn that light on. That'll be all right. Hey, folks. Howdy ho. Hey, hey, hey. Yo, yo, yo. Okay, cool. Oh, goodness. Figured I'd jump on this morning. Do I know what time it is? No, I left my watch plugged in. Yeah. It looks like it's 11:47. I'm having an okay day. See if I can get her attention. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I just have been off the last couple days. Yeah, I've been off the last couple nights. It was for good reason though. It was for good reason. Well, I don't know. It was for reason. It was for reason. uh, you missed me? Well, come on in and hang out. You don't got to keep missing me. I'm here now. That's not what I meant to do. It's not what I meant to do. I may, Sister Mary. I don't know. It's just going to depend on if anybody actually comes in, which honestly is really probably kind of low chance, honestly. I don't know if it's a low chance. We'll see. I'll let you know if I do. They come out every once in a while. It's all good though. I'm gonna come on and hang out regardless of whether I'm gonna come and hang out regardless of whether anybody shows up or not. So, to be completely honest with you, I'm gonna come and hang out regardless. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna come hang out regardless. I don't know. Oh no. See, I'm clicking all the wrong things. Yeah, sorry. I impromptu took Thursday and Friday off. I actually had quite a bit planned for Thursday and Friday, to be honest with you. I had a big old plan. I had Matt, who was supposed to be on my live with me on Thursday, and Nemo was supposed to be on the live with me on Friday. Um, yeah, it was supposed to be a pretty eventful live, honestly. A couple days of live. But then I decided to do a little change, and I ended up going out to Baton Rouge because they were voting on the redistricting of the maps. Yeah, so I went out to their Senate session out in Louisiana on Thursday. It was literally like it was kind of impromptu. I hadn't planned on it. But I was like, ah, fuck it. I might as well go. Did you find it? Yeah. So I went out to Louisiana to watch their Senate hearing. Got to talk to some really awesome people out there. I tried to stream it. I tried to stream it on TikTok and to show everybody the people I was talking to and everything. Unfortunately, reception in Baton Rouge is the worst reception you ever see in your entire life. Yeah. It's literally like, God, I feel like this thing is huge. It's literally like the worst. It was literally like the reception was so bad there. It was so bad. So, anywho, due to that, I couldn't really stream it. For y'all who tried to tune in while I was streaming it, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Next time, get a Wi-Fi box. Yeah, next time I will predict the reception in the place I've never been to. And I will get a Wi-Fi box once my prediction is completed. I hadn't even fully decided I was going until the morning I went. Okay. So I don't know where you thought plan. I barely packed socks. Okay. I barely pack socks. All right. Talk about Wi-Fi boxes. Yeah, I barely packed socks. Like I literally just was throwing things into I was literally just throwing things into my bag that morning, being like, I'm going to Louisiana. And Ari was like, go. And I was like, okay. So I ended up in Louisiana and yeah. So no, it was cool, man. It was cool. I went to the Senate hearing. I am gonna be posting I am gonna post a video on I'm gonna be posting a video that's on my trip and what I heard in the Senate hearing and all that stuff. So that will be coming. Well, it'll be coming as soon as I make it and get it out. That's what it'll be showing up. It'll be showing up right the second that I make it. So, yeah, but you know, oh my god. Uh, yeah, so I'll make it. There'll be you'll get to hear some of the stuff that I got to hear in that Senate hearing. You'll get to hear some stuff from some people I got to talk to. I wish I had gotten it all better on tape. I really need a camera. I need to start fundraising or something. I need to do a bake sale or something because I desperately need a camera so I can actually properly capture this things when I do this because I want to start doing a lot more of this. Yeah, I want to start doing a whole bunch more of this. So hopefully I can get a camera sometime and that way I can actually go out and start recording those types of things. So, but anyways, I'd bake sale or something. I don't know. Jump in a bikini, start doing a car wash. I don't know. Cameras are expensive. Um, If anybody's screening calls, you actually can jump over. There is someone that's calling in right now. If anybody's available. Yeah. So I'll do I'm gonna start doing a bikini car wash or something. So I can actually get a real camera, so I can start documenting these things. Because the people I talked to, like, really, like, there was no one there talking to anybody. It was weird. Like, I showed up there, and I was just like, I expected to see like a big like event. Wasn't really that big of an event. Um, I expected to see more, you know. And yeah, but there were some really awesome people there that were inside, you know, just with shirts, quietly protesting. Quietly protesting. Room full of introverts. No, it wasn't. It wasn't introverts. Trust me, I talked to some people outside. They were far from introverts. Thank you. They were far from introverts. They were being silenced. Yeah. And I'll talk about that in the video when I make it. But no, they were like, they were trying to stand up and like protest and even do like hand gestures to either, you know, to support the few Democratic politicians in there that were actually, you know, standing up for what's right. And they were made to just like sit down and be quiet. They weren't allowed to. They were truly being like suppressed. They were even made to sit. They were even made to sit in the balcony and to and pretty much observe the entire thing from the balcony. Yeah, it was you know, you talk about the subversion of democracy, right? And you know, you talk about the subversion of democracy, you talk about these maps and the redraws and all that sort of stuff, right? You talk about all these things. It's so much different seeing it in person. You know? It's so much different seeing it in person, you know? Like, it's just, I don't know. I'm very happy I went. I'm very happy I went. Um because it just, I don't know. He's just, you know, you're sitting on the floor of the Senate at no, Louisiana, Lynn. You're sitting on the floor of the Senate and you're watching 60 something year old Republican politicians literally spreading propaganda like straight to your face. You're watching it happening and you can't say anything. You know? Like, the things that they were saying were nuts. And like I said, you'll for you guys that follow me on YT over there, and anybody from, you know, from TikTok that wants to go follow me over there, you'll see the video when it comes out, and the things that we're saying is crazy. What was refreshing though is what was refreshing is the people, right, that were fighting for their rights. They're fighting for democracy, losing but fighting, you know, and the politicians that actually were up there talking, speaking, and, you know, fighting. And you know, you're not gonna see that on national television, right? You're not gonna see um you're not gonna see the Louisiana State House or State Senate um doing that type of thing, right? You're not gonna see it when you on television, like CNN or whatever, isn't gonna. I know no one actually watches CNN. But they're not gonna show you that, right? Like it's just gonna it was like Supreme Court versus Calais happened. Everyone knows they're just gonna gerrymander the shit out of it, And so at that point, everybody just kind of just gives up on the state. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a bad way to say it, but as soon as that Supreme Court decision passed, everyone was just like, yep, Louisiana's a foregone conclusion, and just ignores it, right? And you just kind of, they just kind of start ignoring them, and they start, they say it's almost like they don't exist anymore, So, it was sad to watch, right? It's sad to watch, and at the same time, it's good to watch, if that makes sense. Anyways, again, there'll be a video out on it. I'm hoping by tomorrow. I am hoping. I can't promise it, but I'm hoping by tomorrow I can get it out. So if you guys follow me over on YT, and you guys want to watch it, make sure you guys check it out. And if you don't follow me over there, you should be, so you can watch stuff like this. And if you'd like to support the live so I can do more stuff, like go to more states and document more things, and hopefully do it with some better equipment so I can actually start recording people with an actual camera and not my phone. And you would like to support the live, I really appreciate it. Because I do want to do more stuff like this. I have a trip that I really want to take next month. And so we'll see. So if you guys like support, it really, really does mean a lot to me. So I really appreciate y'all. This is not my phone. Yeah, you're not seeing me right now on my phone. I was saying I was documenting this stuff in Louisiana on my phone. So, but see, this is a webcam, and I can't take the webcam with me when I go to Louisiana. I don't get to take it with me. It's connected. Yeah, unfortunately. Lindy, raging and disappointing. Thank you so much for the gifts over there. I really appreciate you. Yeah, it'd be pretty wild if this was my phone. Like, I wish I could do this with my phone. All right. Well, we have a caller. We'll see if who's here and if we want to talk to him, or if I just want to talk to y'all about Louisiana. We'll see. Hello, how are you?
Doing good.
Awesome. How old are you?
34.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. What is that?
I don't see anything on the Democrat side working to ban abortion yet. I think the easiest way to get to that's going to be through the Republicans.
What does that have to do with supporting Trump?
Because he's a Republican.
So you don't support Trump, you just support Republicans?
Well, he's got the most motion out of all Republicans, so I mean, I tend to support him more than others.
He has the most motion? He doesn't have more motion than a broken rocking chair. What are you talking about?
But I was going to say J.D. Vance maybe a little bit more so than him. I mean, everybody knows who J.D. Vance is.
I would hope so. He's the vice president.
Yep.
What does that have to do with supporting Donald Trump? That was the question I asked you. I don't understand what this has to do with Donald Trump. What meaningful policy has Donald Trump passed on abortion?
It's not so much policy, but I think he can hold the office the best, so
nothing.
Be able to get these things moved forward.
Gotcha. So you support Trump for no reason. What legislation are they attempting to pass?
He has the most motion.
What do you mean the most motion, sir? I don't know if you. What do you mean by the most motion? What the fuck is motion?
Like different YouTubers who don't have to ask for people to subscribe to them or send in donations and stuff. It's like they just
No,
naturally
they get paid
generate.
by
Like, look at
Russia.
Asmongold.
Look at Tim Pool.
Tim Pool, who's that?
Oh, a MAGA creator who was literally getting paid by Russia in order to spread propaganda.
I never heard of him.
Oh, lots of people did. Yeah. So unlike people like on the MAGA side who literally are getting paid by Russia to spread propaganda on their pages, right? Or people like, Nick Shirley who have to go out and create entire lies and conspiracies, or Alex Jones who have to create complete lies and conspiracies in order to trick dumb people, right? In order to get revenue, right? Or
You mean like the Epstein files?
sell Bibles or watches, or whatever fucking grift of the day that Donald Trump is doing. Instead of that, people like me come on here and we just get 100% crowd support for actually just doing good work instead of, just lying to everybody and manipulating.
Well, that's what they all said about the Epstein Island before, but I mean, we saw how that
What
worked
does that
out.
have to do with what I'm fucking talking about, sir? Do you have the ability to stay on track for 2 seconds?
Well, I could tell that made you mad, so it sounds
No,
like
what
we
makes
are
me
on the
mad
right
is
track.
we started talking about abortion, you avoided the question and pivoted. Then you went to calling me a grifter. Then you literally are pivoting from that to the Epstein files. I'm asking if you have the attention span of a goldfish.
Well, yes, I do. Can you tell by
Okay,
the
can you
way
can you try
my
using it?
vernacular works?
Can you try using it?
Well, this is productive.
No, it's not. That's the entire point of what I'm saying. This is
No,
0%
that's the point
productive
of what I'm
because we
saying.
cannot talk about anything in any type of depth, because anytime I respond to anything that you say, you just pivot to the next thing.
Well, that's you projecting.
That's not me projecting, that is me responding. So let's go back to abortion. What has Donald Trump done for abortion besides have more motion, which is the only thing you've been able to say about it?
Well, he's not a Democrat. Democrats love abortion, so that's
Not
why
what
I
I
want to
asked
keep
you.
them
I
the
said,
way
what
in
has
the office.
Donald Trump done as far as policy wise or is trying to do about abortion?
He's keeping a Democrat out of office. If it wasn't a Republican in there, there would be more advances towards abortion. But Trump
Gotcha.
has the
So now
ability to hold on to it better
you're
than
just
anyone else.
predicting trying to predict the future. So we just had a president, right? We had a Democratic president before this one, in Joe Biden. What did Joe Biden do about abortion?
Um, he had that. Biden. What did Biden do actually? I thought it was all his Democratic Party that did all his signing and everything for him.
Gotcha. So nothing, right? And so then you had Obama. What did Obama do about abortion? What policy did Obama have on abortion?
He was okay with it.
Oh, can you please show me that policy?
Yeah, it's in the book.
In the book? Is the Bible? I know abortion's in the Bible. Do you have any policy from Obama?
Well, what policy do you have from Obama?
None. That's what I'm saying, sir.
Exactly.
I'm asking you is if there is no policy for that was just doing all this advancement for abortion under Obama, and there was none under Biden. Then why are you saying that if there was a Democrat in office right now that there would be more advancements for abortion? You have no evidence to show that.
Well, it's really easy. You just got to think about it for a second. Which party supports abortion and which party doesn't?
Oh,
What do
Democrats do it
What do
openly.
Republicans do?
Yeah, Democrats do it openly. Republicans do it for their mistresses.
And
Yeah, everybody supports abortion. The difference between Democrats and Republicans is when Democrats do it, they're actually, women that are of age. They're actually adults.
like Bill Clinton?
Bill Clinton is an adult, correct?
Yeah.
Glad you can identify that.
So if the rich people do it, why would you justify poor people doing it? That's like you saying that we should all have our own Epstein Islands. Is that right?
What are you literally like, are you okay?
See, you can't answer that.
No, we're talking about abortion.
Abortion's the same thing as what was going on in Epstein Island. It's the same magnitude.
That's the
You can't
dumbest
kill
thing I've ever
babies.
heard in
You
my
can't
entire
eat
life,
babies.
sir. Sir, that is the dumbest thing
If
I've
you
ever
have
heard in
an
my.
abortion,
Shush your mouth.
Jeffrey,
Shut up. Shut up. Okay. You are saying that people having health care on their bodies is the same as your president, being in the files like 100,000 times. You're saying that like the literally largest trafficking of freaking children in American history. You think that's the
Not
same as
healthcare.
women
It's
having?
not healthcare.
Oh,
No,
gotcha.
we
But
all
you're
know
saying
it's
it's the worst thing. You know how sad that is, sir? You know how sad that is that you literally are trying to argue abortion. You can't do it because your entire point is completely fucking stupid, right? So you literally can't do it, right? So instead of staying on abortion where you said you wanted the conversation to go, you keep having to pivot to the Epstein files. I don't know why you keep doing it.
because
Okay.
it's the same thing. Abortion files is basically the same, just as bad as the Epstein files, except you know what? Abortion kills a lot more babies than Epstein probably
It actually
did.
kills 0 babies.
Fetuses.
Oh,
Oh.
just making sure that we're clear there, right? Because abortion doesn't do that.
That Democrats don't realize
Actually,
fetuses are
there's a whole
actually
bunch
where
of
babies
there's a
come
whole bunch
from.
of abortions that just result in babies being born. So
Yeah, we'll see about that. But like I said,
no, but
Democrats,
no,
I don't
it
see
really
how they're
makes
going to
sense,
ban
sir. It
abortion.
really does make sense.
Republicans,
It
that seems
really
to be the
does
only
make
way
sense, sir.
forward.
Yeah, it really does make sense, sir, that people like you, okay, try to justify, all right, literally what was going on Epstein Island and how, you know, the files are just
Justify it.
filled with a
Good.
whole bunch of, Trump and his cronies and all of his friends and Melania and everybody in the White House, right? And the only way that you guys can justify that is by comparing it to something completely fucking different that has nothing to do with any morality at all. Literally a medical procedure that is just you trying to take rights away from women and rights away from women's bodies, right? And you're trying to justify doing that by taking the rights away from those children, all right, who were trafficked, okay, by all the Republicans and all those people in the House over there, right? That is the difference right now. That is the difference. You're trying to justify it by taking away the rights of one person by trying to take away the rights of others. Okay. Why don't you do why don't you just try to protect children? How about that? Protect women, protect their rights.
What are you doing to do that? Hmm? You guys are too busy killing babies. I mean, to me, anybody who has had an abortion probably should be locked up in the same cell Jeffrey was. I mean, that's the way that we look at you guys, a bunch of baby killers.
No, sir. When you look at me, you see a god. That's all you see, okay? Something
And
that you don't understand. You don't even know what an abortion is, sir. What's an abortion?
it's when you kill a baby, damn baby
Wrong.
killer.
That is not the definition. What's an abortion?
You trying to gaslight?
No, sir. What is the definition of an abortion? If you can't tell me what the definition of it is, then please stop trying to argue it.
An abortion is an abortion.
An abortion is an abortion.
What are you trying to? What are you trying to? You're funny.
No, I'm intelligent. You just find that funny because you don't understand it.
Hey, if I gotta understand something that's going to make me okay with killing babies, I'd rather not know about it. I feel
All
bad for
right, sir.
y'all.
Well, you don't have any actual intelligence to add to this conversation, do you? Because I'm
Still
actually
looking for
trying. No,
you.
shush. I'm actually trying to address your conversation. I really am. You're a fucking moron, right? You're a literal Neanderthal. And I'm still trying to address your conversation, right?
Hey, it's
I'm
a free
trying.
country.
Hey,
You can
shh.
call me whatever you want.
Shh. I know. Be quiet while I do it. I am trying to address your conversation as if you're human, okay? But I am going to need you to actually engage in the conversation in order to do that. Okay. If you're just going to sit here and just freaking just yell killing babies the whole time without actually any thought process going through your head, then I'm just gonna drop the call and I'll go talk about the amazing time I had in Louisiana fighting for fucking democracy. Why people like you sit in like piles of your own shit.
Hey, Democrats don't deserve democracy. If you want to kill babies, fine. It's me against you. What
All right. Anyways, you have whatever day you fucking deserve, which doesn't sound like a very good one. I'm gonna move on to the next person because that is literally a waste of my fucking time to talk to that fucking troglodyte, bro. Like, I don't know why in the fuck I fucking like. Someone said Google the definition. If he Googled it, then he would have to know how to read. Okay. He would have to know how to read to be able to respond to that. All right. He doesn't know how to read. Yeah, he doesn't know how to. That's the if he was going to read something prior to now, he could have done it at any point in time. He could have tried at any fucking point in time. Someone said I did great in Louisiana. How would you know I did great in Louisiana? Y'all couldn't see me. My reception was horrible. Y'all make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you. If you guys would like to support the live, I do have super chats, pay links in the bio. Live gift goal. We got like 2 of the kneading cats or whatever. And please do support. Like I said, I just got back from Louisiana. I was documenting the Senate hearing there where they were voting on the redistricting maps, and I got to talk to some really awesome people there. So if you guys, and the video will be out with that very soon, so you guys can see what I was doing there. If you guys would like to see me do more of that, please support the live. I am really trying to do that, and I'm trying to get a big enough camera to be able to actually do it. Anyways, where the fetus survives depends on viability. Yeah, I know. I actually specifically said that pretty much. Anyways, if you still support Trump, you can join in the conversation by calling the number that's above my head or join the guest request box. And thank you guys. I saw some gifts come through. I don't know why I didn't see them. I didn't see them pop over there. But anywho, yeah, so Louisiana was really fun. If I can, I asked Ari to pull the video because I do have one of the ladies that I talked to there. I'm sorry if you guys couldn't hear her because, like I said, Baton Rouge has no reception. But I was outside the Capitol building there, and they were on your head. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, so I was trying to what was it? I lost my train of thought. I was saying, oh yeah, I was trying to talk to people. I really went down there, and I was like, oh, I thought there was gonna be like a big protest or something like that, but I don't think they allowed them to have a protest. And I started talking to this one guy. I didn't get to get him on tape because I didn't have any of my stuff at the time. But I was trying to get him on tape, and he was talking about how, like, if they came in like wearing shirts, if they came in wearing shirts that like had like, you know, because some of them had like end racism on them, and other people had like, you know, they had all sorts of stuff on there. And if they saw them with those shirts, they were actually kicking them up to the balcony. What happened? Oh goodness. And now I'm frozen. And I can't catch a fucking break today, man. Yeah, I know I froze. There we go. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, so anyways, they made them sit up in the balcony, and like one of the guys was like saying that he like, you know, like put his hand up, you know what I'm saying, like this, like in the hearing. And like they told him like you have to put your hand down. Like they are completely suppressing, like, but there was people from all over the state. You know what I'm saying? There were people from all over the state that were at the Capitol, that were there. White folk, black folk, everybody from like all the way across, all the way around the state. And they were really supporting, you know, a lot of really all the great stuff that was going down in Louisiana. So I know the house, oh my gosh, the house is seeing it is gonna pass the bill most likely on Tuesday. Unfortunately, I was gonna try to go back, but unfortunately, we have had a little bit of we've had a little bit of a family emergency that has popped up that's going to cause Ari and I to have to leave town unexpectedly on Monday. So I won't be able to go to Louisiana because I will be in another state, unfortunately. Yeah. So is everything okay? I wouldn't say okay. I don't know if okay would be the right the right thing to say. We have to go out. We have to go out to a funeral. We have to go out for a funeral on Monday. So yeah. But yeah. Well, it's say condolences for Ari. It was a loss in her family. Um yeah, it was a loss in her family. So yeah. So but yeah, we're heading out of town on Monday. So that's why I'm trying to get some lives in. I missed the last couple nights of live due to being in Louisiana, and then I'll miss a couple more. So um that's why I'm trying to get some live time in while I can. So again, really appreciate you guys being here and helping out. If you guys have anything you guys want to talk about, let me know. We'll talk about it. Um, and have some conversations, whether you're a Trump supporter or not. If you want to have a conversation, um, then yeah. So, and like I said, if you guys like support, I really appreciate it too. Yeah, everybody's all right though. I mean, not everybody's all right. Someone's dead, but everybody that's still with us is all right. So, just kind of unexpected, kind of unexpected. So, if you want your country back, you have to fight outside. Yeah, I'm trying to fight outside. That's why I'm that what do you think I'm doing on this live? I'm trying to fund my way to go fight outside. Yeah. The thing about fighting outside is it's not cheap. But am I debating anyone? Not currently. I will, but MAGA's just scared. So there's no one to debate. We've defeated them all. Well, the next Polling After Dark, well, honestly, this live was going to decide. If I had a good live this morning, and we had a lot of people and some debates and stuff like that and some support right now, I was going to do another live tonight. But that'll just depend on how this one goes. That'll just depend on how this one goes. So why am I not seeing those on my screen? Sorry, there's something wrong here. Everyone is out enjoying the weather. Yeah, the weather's really nice. Weather was really nice there too. And Angelator, thank you so much for the $10 said for fighting the outside fund. I really appreciate that. Big W's in chat for Angelator for the fighting outside fund. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. No, I want to do a couple more videos. Like I said, I have a lot of videos that I actually want to go make. In a lot of places. I really want to go out to South Dakota very soon. to talk to some farmers out there. I really want to do that. And I really want to go um I really want to go up to Chicago. I want to go up to Chicago next month. I'm hoping I can go to Chicago next month. That'll be really fun. Yeah. Well, so I actually have just talked to the Democrat that's running for their House seat out in South Dakota, and yeah, so I'm trying to go up there and visit up there and talk to some farmers that are being like severely hurt by the Strait of Hormuz being closed, and so I want to do some interviews and stuff with them. So I'm really hoping man, that's crazy. So yeah, I'm really hoping I get to go up there and do that too. Very, very soon. I'm hoping. Flights to South Dakota are hella expensive. Marika, thank you so much for the $10 too. I really appreciate that. Said thank you, Polly. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. W's in the chat for people that are supporting. I really appreciate that. No, but that's really why I want to talk to the people out in South Dakota. Like for real. That's really why I want to talk to the people out in South Dakota. Specifically for that reason. Because most of them voted for Donald Trump. You know? Most of them voted for Donald Trump. And now like they're getting absolutely wrecked with the diesel costs, with fertilizer costs, with all those sort of things. So yeah, they're getting fucked up by a lot of the shit that Donald Trump is doing. Thank you so much for the cat eating. I appreciate that. So yeah, I mean they're seriously getting messed up by a lot of the stuff that's going on, and so it makes me kind of curious to talk to him. You know, it makes it kind of curious for me to talk to him. I don't know. I'm also a little bit afraid of going to South Dakota. I don't think there's too many brown people there, right? There's not too many brown people in South Dakota, I don't think. I don't know. So someone said they're from South Dakota. There's a lot of yes, there's a lot of indigenous people there. I'm sure of that. Yeah. But you can get me interviews with farmers in Nebraska. Send me that info. I'm serious. I would love to take just like a you know, like a week and drive around. Come to Mississippi? I'd love to come to Mississippi. Technically, I was just in Mississippi. I just drove through. One second, y'all. I gotta take off this hoodie. Yeah, no, I'd love to go to I'll go to Mississippi. I will go anywhere. Like I'm saying, like truthfully, I mean that. Like I will go. I am just wanting to go out there. I'm just wanting to go out to places and support and talk to people and talk to different politicians and talk to people on the ground, farmers. I want to talk to all of those people. So again, y'all like if y'all, well, y'all don't talk to Ari as much as I do, obviously. Uh I tell her all the time, is like, that's like, my podcast is coming out on the 5th, in case you guys aren't familiar with that. So my podcast is coming out on the 5th, and literally, um no joke, the reason why I do a lot of these debates and all that sort of stuff now, I do it specifically to fund going out and actually talking to real people on the ground, and so I can give you guys content on that. That's literally why I'm doing it. Oh, it caught up. Yeah, that's a lot of why I do this. Is so, because if I, by doing this stuff on here, I can really I can help to support bringing you guys more independent journalism and stuff like that. So yeah. Come to Maine. I was just talking about places where there's no black people, and now you're trying to send me to Maine. Now you're trying to send me to Maine? There's like 4 black people in Maine. Mia, I can get the lobster from Maine here. They can ship it. Kat said, are you talking to people running in midterms? Yes, I've already, on my podcast, which will be out very, very soon, like I said. I've already talked to a representative running in South Dakota, Louisiana, New York, Florida. Ari did one in North Dakota and Ohio. All people running in the midterms. Yep. Oh my God. Yeah. So I've talked to people running in all of those states. So, and I'm looking for more. So if you guys have people that, like, if you know really good reps that you have contacts for or anything like that, then let me know. I'll talk to them. I'm looking for those types of interviews. And if there's some place that I can get to in a relatively easy amount of time, right? Like Mississippi, Mississippi, Louisiana, Georgia, Florida are like the best, because I live in Florida. So obviously, we've emailed a ton of people, and we only get so many back. So, you know, someone, Brian, send them my way. Like I am recording interviews right now. Like I did 2 last week, and I'm always getting more. So yeah, send them my way. Do you have me on Discord, Brian? Shoot me a message, Brian. I'll shoot me a message on just shoot me a message. I'll make sure. Already remind me to look. But yeah, and again, like, not only am I looking to have them on my podcast, I'm looking to travel and to go talk to people and do all of that sort of stuff too. So and yeah, all that stuff. So like, someone's talking about people they have in Mississippi, I'll go to Mississippi. I'll go to Louisiana. Go talk to Bernie. He lived on the same street as me. Well, I don't think he'll appreciate if I just show up at his house. I don't think Bernie will be too happy if I just show up at his house and I'm like, hey. Kramer for from YouTube just told me to come show up. Hey, they told me to come show up. So I'm here. Thank you, Mishi. I appreciate you. Yeah. Hey, Bernie. Guy on YouTube was like, "Hey, man, you used to live on his street. I'm just gonna show up at your house and say what's up, you know." He likes visitors. I don't think he likes visitors that much. I don't recommend coming up to Connecticut either, not because we hate you, but because the weather here is dog shit. Yeah, guys, I don't need to get in trouble over here. Okay? I don't need to get in trouble over here. Will the restraining order be signed by Bernie? Because if it's signed by Bernie, I'm pretty cool. I'll take a restraining order signed by Bernie. Dan, the breaking news man, thank you so much for the party blower. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, how many people, how many people have that? You know? They had a march in Selma today. They actually did have a march in Selma today. Funny enough, I almost got into a car and drove up to Selma for the march today. Ari and I were actually talking about it last night. Yeah, Ari and I were actually talking about it last night about just getting in a car and driving up to Selma for the march today. Which I would have loved to do. But since I just got back from Baton Rouge yesterday and we got to head out again on Monday for the funeral, we found it best not to do that. Yeah. We found it best not to do that. So, but I did want to go. Yeah. Has anyone seen pictures of it or anything yet? Interesting way to ask for an autograph. Yeah. Sir, get off my lawn. Sir, sign this, please, first. Please and thank you. Please sign it. Yeah, but for real, if you guys have people, I've talked to. Trust me, my interviews are going kind of crazy too. So I've talked to some people. I talked to one guy who, well, y'all are just gonna have to watch the podcast. But you should definitely watch the episode where I interview someone from Louisiana. Just thought I'd throw that out there. You guys should definitely watch that one. I'm warning you ahead of time. It should be episode 3 or 4. It gets real interesting. Just thought I'd throw that out there. It gets real interesting. I'm not exactly saying it in a good way. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you? Can you tell me why you don't support Trump?
Because I don't support bad presidents.
How's he a bad president?
Our economy's in shit. He got us into another foreign war after saying he wasn't going to.
Okay, how many foreign wars is Biden in, you dumbass prick?
How many wars did Biden get us into? 0.
Yep. Yeah, that's a fucking shit-faced lie.
Okay, which war did he get us into?
Well, one, the war in Ukraine. Wait, that's a fucking proxy war. Are you fucking retarded?
Sir, are you just gonna yell ad homs? Because I will have a conversation with you, but it's too early in the day for you to just be yelling stuff the whole time. Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Actually, I'm a Democrat.
Okay,
I love Biden.
You're a very low IQ person, regardless of which party you belong to. Okay.
I'm a very high IQ person, actually. What's your IQ, if I may ask?
Higher than 4, so smarter than you. Okay. Now shush.
Higher than 4? No.
Anyways.
So
Sir, I'm trying
IQ
I'm trying to talk
You're
here,
uneducated.
sir. 3,
uneducated.
2, 1. Be quiet.
Bye, dick.
Anyways, what I was saying was a proxy war is not a war that we're actually in. So I'd like to ask you, how many American troops died
I was right
in
by
our
Joe Biden.
All right. Well, you're a waste of time. Anyways, that's the top of the barrel of MAGA now, by the way. That's the top of the barrel of MAGA now. That's your top line right there, in case anybody was wondering. Thank you so much for the gold medal, Mishi. I really appreciate that. And Dan, the breaking news man, thank you so much for the party blower. Really appreciate it. Yo, make sure you hit that follow button. Support if you can. I really appreciate you. Like I said, I am trying to fund trips and cameras to go places and bring you guys content. So if you guys like support, I really appreciate it. Really do. It would mean a lot. Oh, God damn. All right, that's better. Yeah, that's the cream of the crop right there. That's the cream of the crop. That's your big winners right there. Yeah. Imagine being MAGA and being so fucking stupid, right? That you look at the war in Iran and the war in Ukraine and you're like, that's even. You know what I'm saying? Like that, those make sense together. Like truly, like imagine being that dumb. You know? Imagine looking at that, looking at the war we're in right now, which we didn't need to be in, had no reason to be in. American troops are dying, billions of dollars being spent, like per day, pretty much. Losing billions of dollars a day, right? We look weak as fuck. We look fucking pathetic. I don't think the US has ever looked as weak as we do right now. And I mean, like, in the history of our country. Thank you so much. That's really cool. Thank you so much, Retracted. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I don't think we've ever looked as weak as we do right now. And then looking at that and going, that's the same as us giving some money to an ally. Like, dude, you realize we're also giving money to Israel while we're doing this, right? We're helping Israel fund this thing, helping Israel fund their war while also perpetuating the war ourselves. Like, it really makes you like sad, right? I don't know, man. I look at it and I'm like, what? I just look at it and I'm like, yo, what did, like, I was watching this video with this girl. I wish I could remember her name. She was cracking me up though. And she was talking about like how much better her life was before Trump came in office. And it was really funny because it was like pretty much all she was saying is she used to just be a hoe on TikTok before. And now she actually has to do political stuff because shit has gotten too fucking crazy and she can't help but to do it. She's like, I used to just post like thought shit on here. I used to be just like twerking in front of headlights and drinking Hennessy and buying crab legs. And I'm like out here like, what the fuck? Like I have a degree in political science. I've never fucking thought about politics more than I do right now. Yeah, dude, it cracks me up, but it's so true. It's so true, man. Like I will say, if I could say one thing, if I could say what, like, you know how people are always like, tell me one good thing about Donald Trump. Like, tell me one good thing. Tell me one good thing. I will tell you the true one good thing about Donald Trump's presidency is that people were paying attention to politics that never paid attention to politics before. Unfortunately, it's out of sheer fear and righteous anger. So the reasoning is bad, but more people are paying attention. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but it did happen. There's a lot more people paying attention than before. You say everyone needs to pay attention? I think most people are paying attention, to be honest with you. I think at this point most people are paying attention, you know? If you're not paying attention to, if all this shit going on doesn't fucking make you pay attention, then I don't know what's going to make you pay attention, you know? This is some crazy shit, dude. Yeah, dude, you could say what you fucking want about Joe Biden. I don't care. Say what you want about Joe Biden. But man, you didn't have to hear from him very often. That was nice. You know? I hate when people come on my live and they're like, you never heard from Biden, and then they say that as if that makes me upset. You know how happy I would be to not hear from the president for a while? I would love some silence. Right? I would love some silence. That'd be great. Like, it's funny because, like I said, like I'm starting my podcast soon, and I was talking to the person who's gonna be running the podcast for me, right? And like doing like the head editing and stuff. And she was like, what did she say? I'm trying to remember how she phrased it. We were talking about releasing episodes in June, right? Because that's where we're gonna start it. And she was like, "Oh, are you going to like be able to find some stuff to talk about?" And I'm like, "Dude, we're doing this weekly, right?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Have you seen our news cycle? Like, you pick what day you need me to start recording, and I have content forever. Like, there's never a quiet time. Like, if there's one thing I have right now, it's shit to talk about. You know? If there's one thing I have right now, it's shit to talk about. I am like I said, like I tell you guys, I just got back from Louisiana from talking to some people out there about the redistricting and going to their Senate hearing and stuff like that. And so huge stuff. Like you guys were talking about, like the stuff going on in Oklahoma. Huge stuff to talk about, right? Huge stuff to talk about. Thank you so much, Mishi. Yeah. Like I can do this all day. Did I argue? I didn't argue anything on the Senate floor. There were some really awesome people that did it in committee. I will say that. there was a lot of really awesome people that did it in committee. And yeah. But I got to talk to some really awesome people. I got to talk to some really awesome people on the ground. And that was really, really awesome. So that was super awesome. So, like I said, we're just gathering some content. Like I told you guys, like I'm trying to get some content together. So hopefully I can get some content together, and so you guys can so you guys can see what I did in Louisiana, see what I got into, and make sure you guys, if you guys can, I really appreciate it. If you don't follow me on YT, please do. If you already follow me on YT, thank you so much. But if you could do that, I really, really appreciate it, because that's where a lot of my, like when I'm trying to do all this traveling and I'm trying to do all these, like go to these Senate hearings and go on the ground and talk to people, I'm going to be posting those videos there. And you guys just watching those videos when I do it, goes a long way to helping support me to keep doing more of it. Right. So with your guys' gifts, your donations, and just watching my videos, like today, I posted a video of a debate I did last week. And so if you guys get the chance to go and watch it, I really appreciate it. Do I download an app for YT? By YT, I mean YouTube, by the way. That's all I mean. So, yeah. So if you have that, I really appreciate you going and watching my videos. That really means a lot to me. Like they're about 20-minute debate videos that I have out right now, and those really do go a long way to help. As far as my podcast will be everywhere. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Podcasts, you name it, the podcast will be everywhere. TikTok does not have a podcasting feature yet, so I can't do it there. But it will be everywhere. Specifically for y'all, I don't know. It'll be the Poly Politics Show. The podcast will be under the Poly Politics Show. I don't know. It's actually live right now. You guys can actually, if you guys, I don't know where you guys listen to podcasts. I even though I'm on YouTube and TikTok, I listen to all my podcasts on Spotify. That's where I listen to mine. You can go subscribe to it right now. Yeah. Why do you keep tagging? All right. Why do you keep tagging my backup account? Yep. You guys can actually go do that right now. You can actually subscribe to. Oh, shoot. That's what you're doing. Nope. No, Cat Mom. You don't have to pay for it. Nope. There's a premium version that you do have to pay for that doesn't have ads. But yeah, no, you don't have to pay for it at all. So it's the Poly Politics Show. So it'll be the Poly Politics Show. Again, on all the spots. I can actually play. Let's see. Hold on. So, yeah. You guys want to see have you guys not seen the trailer yet? I can show you guys the trailer. My job is not to come to a common ground with anyone, because in order to come to a common ground, then I have to accept things that aren't factual. I have to take things that aren't factual, that have no basis in reality, that simply aren't true, and try to justify it in order where I make them true, which I refuse to do. We've talked to the socialists, we've talked to the communists, we've talked to everyone out here. There's been so much fun. You lowered your tax on one tiny itty bitty little tiny thing, and then raised your taxes on every other fucking thing, and you're taking that as a win. You seem to conflate loving your country and loving your president. Welcome to the Politics Podcast. I'm Christopher Turner, where opinions are challenged and facts matter. There you go. That trailer's live on YouTube too, by the way. Oh gosh, I can't play that. Stop. I get in trouble for that. Oh yeah, so that's the new Politics podcast. You can't find it on Spotify? Well, I actually haven't tried, so I actually don't know. I actually haven't tried yet. So there we go. Someone else is saying it's there. Oh, sorry. The Politics Podcast, not the Politics Show. Simply, that's what they called me in college, actually. That was actually what they called me in college. Yeah, it's the Politics Podcast. I just found it. Oh, Ari wants to come up for a sec.
Hi. I was just offering to put it up on the green screen and then everyone can just see it.
Yeah, do your thing.
Okay.
I had actually never even looked. Like I said, I have a team that's doing this for me. So like I don't so I actually hadn't checked it. I have to go follow my own podcast. I hadn't done that yet.
Just for a second, here you guys go. It's officially official.
There you go. Only half y'all could see it, but do we need to keep it up this long?
No, you can take me down. Somebody said I was echoing, so I just stayed quiet.
There we go. You can't find it either?
Okay.
Travel says she can't find it. Polly picked a pack of pickled podcasts. So yeah, anyways, the first episode of the podcast will be out June 5th. Make sure you guys are following Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, iHeartRadio podcasts, YouTube podcasts.
I'll go drop it in your Discord.
Okay. Yeah, do that. So everywhere. All the places. It's not 2 words, it's 1 word on here. I can see it.
The next chapter
Jesus.
of Politics.
There. So yeah, make sure the name is the Politics Podcast. The name is the Politics Podcast. So please follow that on wherever you listen to podcasts. I would really appreciate it. That would mean a lot. First episode June 5th. Like I said, y'all, make sure you guys are also following me on the YTs over there. I'm trying to travel. I am trying to get new content. I'm trying to go to where the people are. I'm trying to go and start doing a lot more groundwork. And without being too beggy, I need your guys' support to be able to do it, because I need y'all's support real bad. Because I am trying to travel. I need a new camera. Cameras are so expensive. I need a camera to be able to actually do it, because I did all my recording in Baton Rouge on my phone, and I really need a camera and a lens and a tripod. And I'm trying to fly out to Chicago to record some stuff. next month, and I'm trying to get out to South Dakota and possibly Nebraska and possibly Mississippi. I'm seeing some people out there, so I'm trying to be a lot more on the move the rest of this year, talking to people. I'm already interviewed about 8 congressional candidates that are running in the midterms this year. One that I think for sure is gonna fucking win, New York Sevens too. So speaking of that, Shay, I don't know why it's not popping up on my screen to put on the screen, but Shay, thank you so much for the $50 over on YouTube on the super chat. I really, really appreciate that. So I support what you're doing. We need you out there more than ever. Scary times. I really, 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 really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Shay. Can we get huge W's in the chat for Shay? For helping to support my adventures and my attempt to expand the content that is on this channel that is provided for all of you guys. Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah, I am trying really hard. And like I was saying earlier, for you guys that just showed up, please, 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 I will be posting a video hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow on my trip to Louisiana. If you guys do me a favor, go and watch that. Again, you guys watching the content when I go and I do these things, you guys watching the content that is out there and watching it, especially on the Red app over on YouTube, you guys watching it over there does very much enable me to do it. So when you guys see it, make sure you guys stay, you guys watch it, try to watch the whole thing. If you can't stand my face that long, then do half of it. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button afterwards. Those all go to make a difference. And all of those, that time you guys spend watching my videos really, really means a lot. Turn them on in the background. Whether that's a short or whether that's one of my more long form videos someplace. It really, really means a lot. Gloria, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. Said for adventures. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Gloria. Big W's to chat for Gloria and Tara for the fireworks too. Big W's to chat for both of them for supporting the live and supporting the new content that I'm trying. And again, the podcast, that'll be another huge thing too. I'm doing once a week, and like I told Ari, if this podcast is successful, then guess what? We're gonna move into more podcasts. Okay? If this is successful, we're gonna get into more podcasts. All right? We got to make this podcast so successful, okay, that we can quit our jobs and have like 6 podcasts and then like get more people in. Make it so successful that Ari quits her job tomorrow. Okay, that's what I want. Again, for you guys that are just coming in, the podcast is on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, everywhere. Okay, it'll be literally everywhere, and I'm gonna continue. I am going to keep plugging the hell out of this thing until I got nothing left. I am trying to do some more independent media. I'm trying to move into this podcast thing. I am trying to do a lot. I'm just letting you all know I'm doing my best over here. Okay, I'm trying to hold it together and get it all done. And your guys' support really, really does mean so much. That it really, really does. So if you guys would like to support the live, like to support the new content, I do have super chats. I do have pay links in the bio. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. They're all at Polypolitics. And gifting over on both of them too. Gifting on YouTube, gifting live gift goal over on TikTok. I'm trying to actually clear my gift gallery since, like I said, I was off for 3 days. Now I'm going to a funeral on Monday, so I'm gonna be off for a few days. So if you guys like support, I appreciate it. Yeah, we need more podcasts. Kramer, no, it will not be over there because they don't have a podcasting service through that website, through that app. The name of the podcast is the Polypolitics Podcast. Yep. It is the Polypolitics Podcast. So I'm growing. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to grow. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to grow. I will let you guys know lately, like a lot of numbers have been down and it's been like really rough lately. So thank you guys so much for being here. Like really. Um you guys really support because like views have been down a lot and all sorts of stuff. And I've been really struggling to try to expand. So your guys' help means the world to me, really, truthfully. You guys' support, you guys just being here, you guys supporting the live in whichever way you can. Even if that's like I said, like I tell people all the time. I tell you guys, I tell you this right now, okay? I have these long videos, okay, on YouTube. They're like 20 minutes long. They're debates that you might have missed when you saw them on missed me when you saw them here, and you can watch the whole thing. You guys just going and watching those videos is so helpful. Mishi, thank you so much for the swan. Thank you so much. W's the chat for Mishi. So you guys just watching the stuff, supporting stuff like that, like really, it is so huge to me. Mishi, thank you so much. That's really awesome. Ari lit up Mishi lit up the swan. Tara lit up the fireworks, and now Ari's lighting up the corgis for me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. W's in the chat for Ari. W's in the chat for Ari. But yeah, someone said put him on the background, like while you're cleaning or something. Absolutely amazing. That's what my mom does. My mom puts my videos on in the background while she's cleaning to help support. And my mom is 80. Okay. So if my 80-year-old mom can throw on my long form videos, okay, on YouTube in the background while you're cleaning or while you're cooking, okay, they're about 20 minutes long. All the ones releasing later are 20 minutes long. One got released today. Okay. So if my 80-year-old mom, okay, who struggles to get onto YouTube, okay, can do it, then I think y'all can do it. Then I think y'all can do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, play them while you're gaming. I don't care how y'all play them, okay? Just please play them, okay? and make sure you guys hit that like button too. Make sure you watch it all the way through and hit the like button. You want to hit the like button towards the end, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that or not. If you hit the like button towards the end, it's better. And that's for anybody that you support, wherever you watch their videos, whether they're short videos, long videos, whatever. Hitting the like button at the end is always better. Yep. The algorithm sees that as you truly actually liking the content, not just hitting it because you like the person or whatever. Yeah. No, wait. Watch the whole video and hit it in the last like 20% of the video if you can. Yep. 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 Because a lot of times, people will just be like, oh, like, and they'll just be swiping through and they'll be like, oh, I just like this person. And then they'll just hit the like button immediately, which is fine. It's great. It's not bad. You know what I'm saying? But if you watch it all the way through, then it shows like, okay, person watches all the way through and then hit a like. All right, you told me that, but I already knew that also. But you're an agent. You're supposed to know these things. Okay? You're supposed to know these things. Hey everyone, how's everybody doing this morning? You watch them while you do your rehab makes PT easier. I have found that watching a good debate video, especially the ones like my 20-minute ones, right? Because they're edited down, you don't have all the fluff, you don't listen to all the stuff like in between. You're just listening to, to the main parts, right? Like it's really quick. Great for cardio. Okay, so if you're trying to get some cardio in, it's perfect for cardio, right? Because we get to the aggressive part, and when you start getting tired, as you start getting more tired, the debate starts to pick up. You know what I'm saying? As you start to get more tired, the debate starts to pick up, and by the time you're started, like we're into it, and so you can get like a full run in. You know? So just a little tip, just so you know, you can stay in shape and watch my debates. I think that's a win-win. You listen to them before you go to the gym. That's interesting. Yeah, exactly. You get to channel everything in. Exactly what I was saying. You get to channel everything in. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, lots of people listen while they work too. That is also very helpful. Yeah, Ari wants me to put this up there. I'll put that up there. Why not? I can't spell. Publican. Goodness gracious. Ari told me to throw that up there. I'll throw it up there for a sec. See what happens. Retirement is June 1st. You got like 2 weeks. You're pretty much retired. You're pretty much retired at this point. There's not even, yeah, you can pretty much quit. Yeah, let's get some congratulations in there for Tara for the retirement. Someone said it's so early. It's the afternoon, okay? Don't make me pull out the crying Trump, okay? Don't make me pull out the crying Trump. I'll pull him out. No, I won't do that to y'all this early in the morning. Will I? Yeah, it's almost after. It's either afternoon or well past that, depending on which part of the United States you're in, or almost that. You know. Oh, that hurts. Yeah, y'all are 215. We're 115 over here. Ah! We're 115 over here. Some of y'all it's 11:15. Will the U.S. recover? As long as it doesn't get worse, we'll recover. Right now, we're at a place where we can recover. But if we let this thing go too much further, then we're going to get to a point where we can't recover. Does that make sense? That's the way I see it. Like if we can stop it right now, like if we can win the midterms, take the House, take the Senate would be even better. In addition to, right? If we can take all that stuff, then we can start to correct the shit before it goes too far. But if we just let this thing go like unabated for 3 more years, oh no, we'll never recover. We're fucked. You might as well fucking learn Chinese, dude. Yep. You might as well learn Chinese, dude. Or maybe Russian? I'm not even sure. Learn one of those damn languages. Okay? Where did I get this shirt? I got this shirt at Welcome to Rockville in Daytona Beach last year. Oh, all right. I didn't even realize you would drop down. Yeah, I also have a matching. We also have matching hats. Yeah, Russian. I don't want to learn Russian. They like pickled fish and stuff there. I don't want to do any of that. But I feel like when you say you prefer Chinese food, I think you mean like orange chicken, and that's not like real Chinese food. So you gotta watch that too. Yo, thank you guys so much for being here. If you guys like support, I do have the gift goal of the galaxy up there. Trying to get through this gift gallery, which I think we're like just over halfway through. So if you guys like support, I really appreciate it. I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more gifts. So we're just over halfway through, right? I can't count. Yeah, we're 2/3 of the way through. We're 2/3 of the way through. We actually have a pretty good Chinese place by where I live. So if you guys like support, I appreciate it. I still have super chats, gifts, all that sort of stuff too. I appreciate you. And Cash App, no PayPal. They're all at Polypolitics. Yeah. You know enough Mandarin to get yourself shot? Oh, see, it looks like we have somebody here. Let's see.
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Doing all right. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm surviving.
Good.
Daniel 27 from Florida. How are you today? You're doing good? Doing good? I already asked that, huh? Yeah.
You already asked me that.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. It's early in the day for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get you through it.
Yeah, we'll survive. My coffee got cold. Maybe if I had like a really like awesome girlfriend that wanted to come warm it up for me, I could snap back into it a little bit.
That's pretty crazy.
Anyways, huh?
You can't find a girlfriend?
No, I just know she's listening, so I'm joking around with her.
Oh, a little bit of a sexist joke. I see. I get.
It's not a sexist joke. I really want her to come help me warm my coffee. That's a real thing. I would love for it to happen.
Is she your like secretary?
No, she's actually a content creator herself.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, but she's not streaming right now. I would warm up her coffee while she was live, but she doesn't drink coffee, which I'm pretty sure makes her a communist, but I'm not positive. Anyways, you're still a Republican?
Yeah, I mean,
well, you lost reception there for a second.
I guess
you lost reception. I said as soon as you started answering, it kind of broke up. Can you repeat yourself?
Said yeah. I mean, if I have to pick a bucket, it's the easy choice, in my opinion.
And why is that an easy choice?
A little bit more structure, logic to their beliefs. A little bit more realism, a little bit more freedom, a little bit more belief in the individual instead of bailing out with kind of groupthink.
Yeah, I don't really see that. So I guess you're gonna have to. Can you give me an example?
What do you mean you don't see it? Let's just take one.
Well, I mean, you guys.
The Democratic Party believes in individualism.
Well, I don't believe. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, if you actually look at the definition of liberal, it actually like one of the first things that it talks about is individualism.
Hold on. We're not doing that because you think that the Democratic Party follows that definition of liberal.
Do I think they
You think
follow
they
it?
believe in?
Yeah, I think they actually
You
pretty
think
closely
they
follow
believe
it.
in actual liberalism?
Yeah, I think they're pretty close.
Give me a couple examples that mainstream Democrats display liberalism.
Okay. How about this? How about we just pull up the definition of liberalism and there we'll give examples and we'll go from there. But I don't know how we're even getting on this. We were talking about just individual freedoms. I thought that's what we were talking about.
You said liberal. You said they're liberal. I disagree with that, but we can go back to individualism.
Well, I was just
couple
saying they're
examples of
considered
how
the liberal
Democrats-
part. Are you arguing that the Democrats are considered, or are you arguing that they're not considered the liberal party?
I think they are called liberals in a demeaning manner, but I don't think that reflects the definition of liberal.
Yeah. So liberal generally refers to the philosophy or worldview founded on the protection of individual liberties, civil rights, and democratic representation.
Okay, so you think Democrats?
I'm sorry, you broke up again as soon as you said that. Can you say it again?
Democrats act that out in the House and presidency.
I think you're saying they act
individual
that
freedoms.
out. I think you're asking if they act that out in the House and the Senate. Again, your reception is pretty bad, but I'm going to answer that because I think that's what you're asking me. Yes, I do 100% believe that, and I think that exactly what's going on with the gerrymandering stuff right now is actually very big proof of that, right? Showing that Democratic
Wait, you don't
representation
think Democrats gerrymander?
Sir, are you going to let me finish a statement? I'll be more than happy to answer your question, but I might just
you
answer
quit
it if you
saying
just
obviously falsehood. I mean,
sir, you don't know whether what I'm
you
saying is
believe that?
obviously falsehood. I never said that Democrats don't gerrymander, did I?
you did. You said, well, you gave an
No,
example
I
of
did
how
not. I
the-
said I think it is very obvious based off the gerrymandering situation that is going on right now. What
Yeah,
part
but
of
what
that?
premise is
What
that
part of
proving?
that, sir?
Is that
What
proving
part
a
of that,
Democrat
sir?
protect the
What,
freedom?
sir?
Or-
What part of that, sir? What part of that is Democrats don't gerrymander?
Listen,
No, you listen.
you said
I am
that.
no,
Hold on, you said
no,
that
I'm not
to
holding
prove
on
the point
anymore.
that-
There is 3 different times during this conversation where I have started a sentence, got 4 words in, you have cut me off and not let me make a singular point during this conversation. I let you go and talk and talk and talk.
All right,
You
you
say
can
your
talk.
points, and then as soon as I get ready to respond, I say 4 words and you flip shit, cut me off, and start moving on to the next point. May I please respond to something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I believe in individual freedoms. Do you not?
I do. That was
Okay,
my-
well, maybe you
the
should let me
reason I said I was
exercise
Republican.
my individual freedom to speak on my live.
That's not what freedom of speech is, but okay.
I didn't say anything about freedom of speech. I said individual freedoms.
You're talking about the freedom that is freedom of speech.
No, I'm talking about my individual
Go ahead.
freedom because
Just get to
freedom
your
of
point.
speech is not an individual freedom.
Okay.
All right,
Got
thank you. Anyways, what I was saying is it is very obvious based off the gerrymandering situation that Democrats care a lot more about things like civil rights, considering the conservatives, the conservative majority of the Supreme Court, are the people that are trying to weaken Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, right? And it is Republican states that are therefore going on top of that. And they are using the Supreme Court versus Calais in order to specifically gerrymander things away from civil rights. That's all I was trying to say.
Can I respond to that?
Yes.
Okay, so do you understand the difference between individual inalienable rights and what the New Age liberal calls a civil right?
Yes.
Do you find any differences in those two things, or do you think they're the same thing?
Well, they are different things, but I don't know why you went New Age liberal. Civil rights and individual rights have always been different things, and how they're defined definitely has nothing to do with New Age.
So give me an example of a civil right.
Sir, is this like can you just make your point? Like, honestly,
no, we're trying to get to what the point is.
No, it doesn't feel like we are.
We were talking about individual freedoms, and you went to civil rights.
You asked me if they were.
Let's get back. No, let's get back to
sir. Do you know
individual
why
rights,
I went to civil rights? See, this is
That's
why
the
if you
individual
never
right.
let sir, this is why you never let if you never let me finish a sentence, we can never move on with the conversation. The reason why I started talking about civil rights is because you asked me to define how the Democrats were liberal. When I read the definition of
No, I didn't.
liberal, yes, you did.
I asked
Oh,
you how the
and then when
Democrats
and then when
exercise
I and then
and
when
act out
I then when
protecting individual rights.
sir, then when I read the definition of liberalism, it included civil rights. And when I was trying to define how the Democrats care more about civil rights, that's why we were talking about civil rights. Then you cut me off before we could go to that part fully. Then you started
I was
talking
not
about
talking about civil
individual
rights. I
rights.
never said
Then
civil.
you
I
started
never
talking
said
about
the word
individual
civil.
rights, and I was still trying to finish my sentence about civil rights. I don't believe that civil rights and individual rights are the same thing, but you won't ever let me get to a point to where we discuss any of them.
I
So it
let you
sounds
finish
like
your
there
whole
can
statement,
you
and
let
it
me
was
finish
about civil
one
rights.
of four.
What? I asked you if I could respond, and then you started cutting me off. First of
All
all,
right.
for the record, everyone can rewind the stream and see that. Second
I'll
of all,
rewind the screen
they
if
are
you
different,
really need me
and
to.
I don't
I
care.
have no problem
I
with
don't
that.
want
I
to talk about civil
understand
rights.
that they're different. I understand that they're different. The main point was that you said the Democrats don't abide by the definition of liberalism. Liberalism believes in
Right.
civil rights. The Democratic Party cares more about civil rights than the Republican Party by a long shot. That's the only point I was trying to make.
Correct. But
That's
what I
the
asked you
only
about
point I was trying to
not
make
about
since
that
you
point.
brought that up. Yes,
I
because you
agree
started
that was your
asking me
point.
questions
My point is
about
that I
something
didn't
that had
ask you
nothing to
about
do
that
with
point.
that. You did when you told me that the Democrats don't abide by liberalism. That is what you did.
No, and then you decided to make a point that had nothing to do with what I said. I said they don't abide by liberalism, not because of the civil rights part, because they don't. But I don't think they have any of the philosophies of liberalism.
Okay. Republicans are specifically and currently right now continually trying to take the individual rights away from women to be able to make decisions on their own health care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which Republicans?
Which Republicans? The ones that run the Republican Party, the ones that are in power right now.
I'm more of like a Thomas Massey, Ron Paul Republican, like a libertarian. So your whole like Trump is bad thing isn't really going to work. But
I didn't say
we can
anything
still
about
talk
Trump.
about how
I never
dumb
even
Democrats
mentioned
are.
Trump. I didn't even mention Trump.
I know you said the ones that are controlling the government right now, which is the Trump MAGA Republicans.
That's all Republicans. I mean, there's tons of
kinda
non-MAGA Republicans that are voting against the individual rights of women. Right? They did that before Trump
Like what?
even
Give me an
existed.
example.
Before
Give me
MAGA
an example.
even
We can narrow it down to that, so we can actually talk about
I am
something.
giving you example. Abortion rights. That is exactly what I am giving you the example of. The Republicans were fighting against abortion rights before Donald Trump even existed and before the MAGA movement even happened. The same Republicans that were in Congress fighting against women's right to abortion literally existed before Donald Trump, and they're still in there doing it. You're anyone from your
Do
Lindsey
you think
Grahams to
the right to
whoever.
abort a fetus is an individual, like, base level right?
I 100% believe that an individual's right to make medical decisions with their own body without interference from the government is an individual right. 100%.
So do you believe in like assisted suicide?
Do I believe that it should exist?
Yeah.
Personally, yes, absolutely.
Talking to you. Okay, so you believe in assisted suicide?
Yeah.
You believe in like, what about like the ability of a mother to govern the health care of her child?
Within reason, yes.
Oh, so it gets a little slippery, right? So if a mother
No,
wants
it's
to
not.
like sex
I said
change her
within
child
reason.
against the child's will, what do you think?
I said within reason. No, I don't believe that.
What about the government doing that?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So you disagree with the
because then
Democrats on that premise, right?
no I don't. The Democrats have never said that, but that's because that invades on the child's.
There's plenty of Democrats that are
Sir,
for...
I'm trying to say a sentence. That's because that invades on the child's individual rights. If someone is forced, even as a child, to have a sex change against the child's will, then that goes against the individual rights of the child.
So, can I respond, or I don't want you to
Yes.
yell at me again?
I'm sorry. You can respond
But
all you want if you could just not do it in the middle of my sentence. That's all I ask.
Okay. I'll wait for a period. Can you say period after your sentences?
I will not do that.
Okay. So what if a mother brainwashes her child into thinking they're trans and then elects to do a sex change. Would you call that an abuse of power by the mother?
What if the mother implants a alien microchip into her child's ear, right? Which
Exactly.
then makes
What if
the
that?
child think that they're a bird, and then the child tries to fly to the moon and succeeds.
Right. What if that? That's what I'm
Yeah,
asking.
sir,
The
I'm not
same-
going to go
same
into
exact
every
question.
ridiculous hypothetical that you can put into your brain. Okay, this is crazy, and no parent is doing that, right? That first of all, no
Yeah,
parent.
There's
First
plenty
of
of
all,
parents who do that. It's a psychological term. It's called a devouring mother.
yeah.
I mean,
Well, first
it's a
of
known
all,
thing that mothers do.
First of all, there isn't a state in the United States where sex changes are happening like below the age of 15 in any state, right?
15?
So 15.
Well, you can't do a sex change before 15. You haven't been through puberty. I mean,
Most children hit
but
puberty between
again,
the
this
ages
is
of
kind of
10
a
and
moot
13.
point. I don't really care about this
So,
that much.
yeah, you
I was just
absolutely can.
interested where you,
Sir,
how
so
much
what
you
I'm
agree with
saying
the
is
Democrats.
it would take years and years and years and years of meetings with a psychologist, with psychiatrists, with all myriad of doctors to actually determine if the diagnosis was actually correct. Okay, so no parent is just like at home being like, "Oh, I can convince you,
Sounds like
change the
you're
way your
for it.
brain actually works." It's not true.
No, there have been years and years of psychological research. Big names have thought about this stuff, and yeah, they've all come to a similar point that children are heavily influenced by their mother. So
I
you
don't
can
disagree that
implant
they're
ideas,
heavily
and it's almost our
influenced.
job. And a good mother influences her children in like positive ways to embrace the life they're given, and a bad mother turns them into like serial killers and convinces them
I'm not
they
saying there's
don't
not
fit in the world the way they
influence.
are and stuff like that. So
But
I mean,
you're
this
you're
stuff is
misrepresenting what I'm saying. You're misrepresenting
pretty
what I'm
standard.
saying.
But
You're misrepresenting what I'm
my
saying.
point is this. Hold on,
You're
we're going. Let me
misrepresenting
finish.
what I'm saying.
I didn't represent you at all in what you just said.
Yes, you
what I
did.
just
You're
said.
saying
I
what I'm
just
saying
said-
wasn't true
I
because
just
you're
said
saying
that
because
there has been
the mother has
tons of-
influence. I agree the mother has influence. Your father also has influence, okay? But just like you have tons of gay people in the United States whose parents told them that they weren't allowed to be gay, whether that was for religious reasons or whatever reason that is, and said, no, you're not gay, you're
Right.
not gay, you're not gay, you're not gay. And from the moment they're born, they were told that they have to be straight, they have to be straight, they have to be straight. Those kids still grow up and they're still gay. Okay?
Right.
So
And
no
I
matter
think
how much
there's tons
influence
of
is
kids
happening,
who
it
are
doesn't
told
happen.
right now that they got to be trans, they got to be trans, they got to be trans, and they still grow up straight. So I mean,
Yeah, and can you show me
that's
one
kind of a
example
moot
of
point
that?
too.
Can you
Like,
show me one example
what?
of that? Can you show me one
What?
example of that? Of what you're saying? You're
One
saying
example?
there's all these kids that were just being told by their parents, you're trans, you're trans, you're trans, you're trans, and then they grow up and they're actually straight. Which, by the way, being trans has nothing to do with
Yeah, I
being
mean,
straight.
there's tons
Those
of
are two
examples
different things.
of
But regardless,
outspoken detransition trans people who said that their parents convinced them that was the case, and they transitioned.
where can
and they
I find
regretted it, and they
where can I
transitioned
find these
back.
people?
On Google? Find them.
On
But
Google?
that's, again, this isn't my point. My point is this.
How many have you seen?
What?
How many have you seen?
There's a couple out there.
There's a couple out there. So of the
Yeah.
tens of thousands of people, if not more than that, I don't even know how many people transition every year. You found
But again,
two
I don't know how many
people
gay
that
people
exist.
are like that. I mean,
You-
I've only met
you
a couple
found
gay
two
people in my
people
life.
that
I've only
you're
met a
saying
couple trans
exist.
people in
Sir,
my life.
I'm not
It's not
saying I'm not
like I have a
saying
big
that
experience with
one or
these
two examples
minority
don't
groups.
exist in the world, okay? I'm not talking about the one or two possible examples of just the worst parents ever, right? It doesn't represent the entirety of the situation or even a minority of the situation. It is a
No, I
complete
agree.
outlier
You
of
gave,
those
hold
things
on,
that are
hold on.
happening.
First of all, you gave an anecdotal example of gay people being told they're not gay, and I gave you the opposite anecdote. So we can throw them both out and move on. That's fine with me, but
What are
I'm
you
not going to let
talking
you
about?
throw an anecdote out and then just, that's okay, but I throw one out and I have to provide
My
iron proof.
anecdotal was responding to your anecdote.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We're talking about anecdotes, and you're trying to throw mine out, which is fine. We can throw them all out. I don't want to talk about anecdotes. I want to talk about the philosophy of individual rights. So let's go back to that. So my point is this, is that in my head, and I believe a lot of Republicans believe this deep down, I think a lot of them are corrupt. We're not going to go down the whole alley of like, oh, but they're corrupt. They're all corrupt. Everyone's corrupt. The Democrats are corrupt too. But I think when you get to the heart of conservative movement and republicanism, there is this idea that there are certain rights that far outweigh the rest. and there is a priority at which we should protect them. Bill of Rights gives a good kind of order of the way you should protect them in a lot of people's view. But my point is this: when it comes to abortion, I believe that a baby or fetus or potential life has a right to life before they have a right to anything else, right?
Why?
That's the number one right, is a right to live. So
According
I
to what?
believe that abortion should be heavily discouraged and not paraded around town as a medical
Paraded
procedure,
around town.
right? Yeah, I mean, that's all you guys talk about, really, is like a mother's right to kill. And it's like,
No, a mother's right
I
to
get
her
it. Certain
own
situations,
body
they
and medical
should
care.
have,
The only person that ever says kill is Republicans like you. Only y'all
because
say
they're the only
that.
ones that believe babies are
Only-
alive.
No, we all believe babies are alive. You just make a false definition of what a baby is.
You don't have a definition of what a baby is.
Yes, I do. Of
No, you don't.
course I do.
The medical community doesn't have a
Yes, they
definition
do.
of when life begins.
I didn't say when life begins. I said what a baby is.
A baby is a fetus that's alive.
Incorrect. A baby, according to the definition, is someone who is recently born.
a fetus that's alive. Like, what?
A fetus that's alive. All fetuses are alive,
Okay, then why do you
but they're not a baby.
acknowledge that we can kill them?
They're not a baby.
Hold on, if fetuses are alive, what gives you the right to take that life?
Lots
from
of things are alive. Grass is alive. Am I allowed to cut my grass? Cancer is alive.
them?
Are we
but
allowed to
no,
excise it?
No. Dogs are alive, but we can. You know what I mean? Like, they're a little gray.
Cancer's
But
alive.
we all
Should we be
agree
allowed
that
to
human
excise
life
it?
is to be sacred and protected.
Is cancer alive?
What?
Is cancer alive?
Everything, we agree that everything's alive.
So
And then
we
some
shouldn't be
lives
able.
we can
So
take.
why doesn't cancer have the right
Hold
to
on.
live?
We agree because we all agree that human life is sacred and should be protected.
Cancer is
I
human.
said
life.
that. No, cancer is not human.
Cancer is not human. What is the DNA of cancer? If I get cancer,
What? It's
I'm
rogue
wearing
flesh.
my fuck cancer shirt. If I was to develop cancer and I was to test the DNA of that cancer, what species of DNA would I get?
All right, so you're saying like livers are alive? I can't get my liver taken out?
I mean, that's up to you, sir. You're the one who is saying that cellular life equals human life.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that a separate
That's exactly what
entity
you're saying.
that's
exactly what you're saying.
alive
What
right?
makes it a separate entity?
has its own heartbeat, all these things.
What does a heartbeat have to do with anything? Do we only consider things alive if they have a heartbeat?
Okay, so now we've arrived at common sense, which is neither one of us has a actual definition.
Oh
of
no,
when that
I do
fetus
have an
becomes alive.
actual definition. I have plenty of actual definitions. Okay, honestly,
What-
to be completely
What
honest,
is your? Where's your
No,
line?
sir.
That's what I'm interested
Sir,
in. Actually,
is
where's
a
your
heartbeat
Because
is a
there is no
heartbeat.
actual line.
Do we
But where's
consider
yours?
heartbeats what make things alive? Is what I asked you.
No, I don't. But do you?
No, absolutely not. So why are you
What do you
saying
consider
that a
alive?
heart that what? So why are you saying that a heartbeat is what the qualifier is supposed to be? That's what I'm trying to ask you.
One thing that makes it a separate entity than the mother. It has its own heart, has its own system, right? And I'm from a scientific background, so in like per se physics, what I've studied, how do you describe two separate systems, right?
I'm not saying it's not a separate system, but just because it's not a separate system doesn't
The
mean that it
mechanics of the
qualifies as alive.
system describe theirself, right?
It can be a separate
easy.
system. It can be a separate
Yeah.
system. I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah, that's
That
all I'm saying.
doesn't change anything. No,
Is
my
that
line,
it's a separate system, and that system is a human life, in my opinion. So we should.
yeah, mine is sentience and
sacred and
viability because
protect
mine is sentience and viability.
So sentience and viability. So people who are born like mentally retarded, we're just throw them out the window.
They're still sentient.
Not really viable for utility. I mean,
Nope, you're still
that's
viable
what I'm
too.
asking. I'm not
You're
trying
still-
to put words in your mouth.
what are
I'm
you
saying,
no.
where's your line?
Both
Like,
of those,
what if
neither
they're like
what
brain
you
dead?
just said doesn't change anything.
Okay.
If
so what if they're brain dead?
if someone is born with a significant mental incapacity, okay, right, they are
Right.
still sentient and they are still viable.
What does sentient mean to you? Because I have a pretty good theory that, or I've heard of a pretty good theory that like mushrooms are sentient.
What?
Like mushroom networks display more cognition than some human networks in certain areas.
Yeah. So sentience is the capacity to have subjective perceptual experiences.
Right. So they do things on purpose. And I'm saying some mushroom networks seem to do that.
They don't have subjective perceptual experiences.
Not
doing
to
things
you,
with you can
because
do
you're
things.
human, but
You
if
can
you
do
were a
thi-
mushroom, you might
You
know
can do
if
things.
that was the
You can
case.
do things with a purpose without having a like subjective perceptual experience, right? Like we don't believe that fly catching animals have or fly catching plants have sentience. They still do things with purpose. Even actually, all plants do things with purpose, right? Like they fertilize.
Right.
They pollinate themselves with they pollinate themselves like a flower will release seeds. that
No,
will,
you
that will
said
pollinate all the way
subjective
across.
experience is what I was saying. Do things with a purpose. What I'm saying is
Subjective
they can perceive their
perceptual.
surroundings.
You have to be able to perceive
right?
it. Mm-hmm.
Perceive their surroundings and perceive the
Are we
self. That's
arguing what
sentience
sentience is? Is that what we're doing now?
No, I just told you what sentience is. It's pretty clear. It's like an easy definition.
Yeah.
They perceive their surroundings, perceive their self.
To focus on the ability to experience positive or negative states, such as happiness or suffering.
Yeah. No, it's just perception of self. It's what
I'm
state you're
reading
in.
the
It doesn't have
definition.
to be positive. It doesn't have to be negative. It's
I'm
just,
reading the definition.
and for a plant's, yeah, no, I agree. And I'm saying that definition's flawed because if you were to find a species of some sort that didn't have the emotions of happy, sad, angry, and they had some other emotions that were developed by their own neural network, they would perceive things differently, but they would still perceive their self, which is what sentience actually is. All right?
Yeah, and when we get to that
So
point,
again,
we'll
I'm
figure
not
it
here
out.
to argue these things. If you want to take the Wikipedia definition and run with it and try to make some mood point, that's fine.
I'm not
but
making any
my
point.
only
You asked me what
question-
my definition was, and I'm giving you my definition, and you're saying that my definition, based off the definition of those words, is wrong. That's all you're doing. What are you talking about? You
No, I'm not.
literally
No, I
asked me
didn't.
what
I said it
my
was-
definition
I
was.
said it was
I said
flawed.
sentience and viability.
good
That's all
enough.
I said.
It gets at the correct point. Your definition got at the correct point.
Then why are you
Some
arguing it
random
like
guy
a child?
Probably came up with it, but it does leave out a certain essence of what it actually is.
It feels like
which
you're just
is
kind of like
important to the
arguing to
conversation.
argue at this point.
That's what your channel's about, isn't it?
No.
Well, no one actually cares about politics. The only reason you talk about politics is to like test out ideas. So that's all I'm doing.
No,
But
all sorts
we
of
can get
people
back to
talk
the-
about
hold
things,
on,
but
let's
no,
get back
I
to
would
the
much
point,
rather have a
because we can
conversation
talk
with
about me
somebody.
being a Republican,
I
right?
would
I know
much
that's
rather
what you
have a
wanna do.
conversation with
But listen,
somebody that actually wants to have a conversation
individual
and actually wants
right?
to move things on
Mother's right
instead
to her,
of,
her
just
healthcare.
debating for the sake of fucking debating, because that's what it feels like. It literally feels like everything I say, like if I said fucking the sky is blue right now, you'd fucking argue with me, or
Well,
grass is
dude,
green, you'd fucking
it's
argue
not my
with
fault.
me.
You say a lot of wrong shit, dude. That's not my fault.
How are you telling me that my definition that you said prior was subjective is wrong? You asked me for
I didn't.
my.
I said your point.
You asked me for
your
my.
application of the definition was wrong.
You prefaced your argument saying that nobody has an actual definition of where life actually begins, even scientifically. So for me to give my definition, so therefore my subjective definition of it, right? And now you are arguing that my subjective definition that you prefaced by saying could not be wrong or right is now wrong, and I'm saying wrong things.
No, I didn't say it was wrong. I
Yes,
didn't say it
you
was
just
wrong. I said
fucking
the
did. You
I
literally
said
just said the
the-
words. You just say a
Hey.
lot of wrong things, and we were talking about my definition of life starting.
No. We were talking about your
Are you
application
not,
of
hey,
the word
maybe,
sentient.
hey, crowd, you can,
Since what
like
you
he
were-
said
what we were
earlier,
talk-
why don't you guys just rewind the
talking
tape and
about-
see if that's not exactly what he just fucking
Yeah, no,
did.
but hold on. Can I respond or no?
Can you respond, sir? You're literally in the, but you haven't stopped responding.
I'm
When
not
during this
trying
have
to
you
fight with
stopped
you, dude. We're here to debate. Debating is not bickering.
This
I don't
isn't
wanna
even a
bicker with you.
debate, sir.
Listen,
What part of this is a debate? What part, do you know what
We're
the definition of a
debating
debate
whether-
is?
What? Okay, we don't have to use the trigger word debate. We can say we are talking about what makes you a Republican, what makes me a Republican, and you a Democrat. But that's fine. What I'm saying is, I wasn't saying the definition was wrong. The definition's the definition. It's an objective thing. I was saying your application of the definition of sentience was incorrect, right?
Sure.
That's what I was
What does
saying.
that have to do with you being a Republican
Which-
and freaking trying to take away rights of women to be able to get their health care and then calling yourself pro individual rights? If you were pro
Because
individual, no, we're just gonna get right back to the point because we keep going all
Let's
the
do
way
it.
off
I love
on
it.
these
Let's
on
do it.
these
I
on
love
these
it, man.
things.
Let's do it.
You keep saying you're pro individual rights. Okay, what gives us individual rights in this country?
It's probably the sense of self.
The sense of self. How about the Constitution?
No, the Constitution didn't give us anything. The Constitution outlined why we have them.
Gotcha. So it outlines the parameters for why we have individual rights.
Right.
Okay, cool. And in the Constitution, it tells you when you begin to have those rights, correct?
They're given to you by God, yes.
They're given to you by God, correct. They're given to you by God, starting when?
When you become a life.
When you are born. All
Right.
persons born. He said that is when
Right.
it begins.
But we're not
okay?
talking about the rights
So-
in the Constitution.
Hold on, but
because
hold on.
those-
How about you let me finish making my point, and then we can decide what we're talking about. Okay? Because in
Okay,
this
go ahead.
country, when we're talking about Republicans, we are talking about a political party. Okay. And the political party that
Correct.
you claim is more for individual rights, right? And we have a
Correct.
document that, as you said, outlines the parameters around our individual rights. And in those parameters, it says all persons born, right? You are creating a separate parameter, okay, in which it happens before you were born without any legal standing behind it, and claiming that as individual rights when they're not considered an individual yet, right? Like, I mean, they're not even as being part of the woman's body connected through the umbilical cord and only alive based off of that. They are not an individual at any point whatsoever. So our laws don't say it. They don't fit the definition of individual, yet you were trying to assign them rights and you were trying to take away other people's individual rights in order to perpetuate that definition. I don't understand how that you can qualify that under individual rights.
Because we're not talking about the individual rights outlined in the Constitution. We're talking about a right that comes before all of that, which is the right to life. Like the only way you get the rights is if you get to be born. Right?
Correct.
And it's my opinion, they left out of the Constitution because they didn't think anyone was dumb enough to realize be like, no.
Abortion is
We're
literally
killing
listed in
before
the
they're born.
Bible. I think they understood what abortion was back then.
Well, clearly, and they didn't put it in there.
They didn't
right.
put it in there
You know what I mean?
because back then, just like we should do now, they understood that a fetus does not have rights.
So you think that like the founding fathers were pro-abortion? Is that what you're trying to say here?
Abortion wasn't this issue back then. Okay, abortion just
It
happened.
wasn't an
one of
issue
those
because
things
everybody knew it was wrong.
No, it
It
wasn't.
was
Again,
abortion
sir,
didn't
it's
become an
in the
issue until
Bible.
it became possible, right? Which has happened like early 1900s.
Which is,
probably.
no, it became
That's a
possible
guess, but-
when humans started being able to get pregnant. That's how long abortion has been around.
No, I'm talking about like viably possible, where you could do it without harming the mother, right?
You can't.
That's what-
there's
that's
a
what-
high chance that you harm the mother, even with the procedures that you have right now.
I agree, but there's far less chance, right? And there was a cliff there, like a step
So
function.
so when it
we
was
invented
more
a
dangerous,
procedure.
gotcha. So what you're saying is when it was more dangerous for the mother 250 years ago, they decided to ignore it. But now that it's safer, now we should address it.
No, I don't think we should address it. I think it should be frowned upon, and
That's addressing it.
You know what I mean? And if states want to outlaw it, they should. If states want to promote it, like California, they can. But I don't think, you know what I mean? I don't think it should be promoted.
Gotcha. So abortions were being performed when the founding fathers wrote the Constitution, okay? And you are now taking away, again, people's individual rights. And you're saying based off of what state you live in is now going to decide whether somebody else has individual rights. Where Democrats, on the other hand, believe that all women have the individual right to their own bodies, okay, when it comes to their medical care, right? And you are trying to convince me that Republicans who are trying to take that right away from women is somehow more pro-individual rights. Do you see how there's a dichotomy there?
Make this easy, because I don't want to slide down this muddy slope of nonsense.
No, sir, we're already down the muddy slope, and this is already
No, I know,
easy.
but let's segment
You're
it.
not
Let's pull a piece of
pro-individual
it out so
rights.
we can talk about
The
the core,
Democrats are more
all right?
pro-individual rights than Republicans are. That's the end of the
No,
slope, big
no,
dog.
that's not the case. Listen,
Yeah, that's
listen.
the whole slope.
Here's the issue: is that do you believe in like elective abortions should be perfectly legal? And if so, up until what date?
I believe that women should be able to make decisions with their own bodies, with their doctors, with the advice of their doctors, and in consult with their partners if they choose to, on decisions on their own body. But do you know what an abortion is on
Up
at
until what point?
Sir, hold on. Do you know what an abortion is at 8 months?
What?
Yeah, it's just an inducement of the labor, and then the fetus is born just like it would be at 9 months. Okay, that's still an abortion. Birth is an abortion at 8 months. Past the point of viability, okay.
Birth is
Abortions,
you understand
abortions.
The definition of abort. Do you understand?
Yes. What's the word abort mean?
To stop.
Right. And what's the definition of an abortion?
To stop the bringing of a life into the world.
The termination
Aborting
of a pregnancy. You're aborting the pregnancy. Does birth abort a pregnancy?
No.
So you're telling me so you're telling me that if a woman is pregnant and then she gives birth, she's still pregnant.
No, I'm saying the pregnancy. So
therefore, if you give birth, does the pregnancy end?
All right, so that's fine. If that's what you want to define it.
No, that's not how I define it. You said you want to live inside. No, that's not how I define it. Do not try to make that subjective. That is how the medical community defines
what is the completion
abortion.
Of a pregnancy? What is the completion of a pregnancy then?
What do you mean a completion? When the pregnancy is ended.
Okay. So they're synonyms to you, which is fine. I don't define things.
No, because you can complete a pregnancy.
What I'm saying is,
an abortion requires that it is a purposeful termination, right? So a completion could happen by somebody just giving.
You don't have to call that abortion.
No, that's not a forceful termination, right? A woman can just give birth to a child
is an
naturally.
Abortion, in your opinion, then.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. If you want to define things to confuse yourself.
Why are you saying like I define them? Stop saying them as if I define them.
You're defining.
Stop. No, I am not defining them. I am not defining them.
You just said birth is abortion. You're aborting the pregnancy. That's what you just said. And I'm saying you have the right to define things however you want.
I'm not defining it that way, sir. This is how the medical community defines it.
My doctor, when I had my first child, did not say, "Are you ready to have your abortion?"
How many medical journals do you need me to pull up to show that I'm right before you realize this is not a subjective argument?
Dude,
because I can go on a week. I can go on for the next hour. I can go on for the next hour. I can go on for the next hour pulling up medical journals. Okay. Peer-reviewed medical journals stating that what I'm saying is factual. This is not my subjective opinion.
To your point, okay, so let's map this out because this doesn't need to be this complicated. Ready?
It really doesn't.
When Republicans are trying to stop abortion, they're trying to stop birth.
No.
You're not allowed to have babies in Republican
I think when they're trying to stop abortion, they're trying to control women.
Okay, fine. We fucking got back to the point then, okay? Yes, we all call abortion a thing, and it's the termination of the fetus, all right? That's what everybody means when they're talking about abortion.
I call it the termination of a pregnancy because I understand what the word abortion means. See, the difference is that I understand that an abortion is a medical term, okay, and a medical procedure, and you see it as a fear tactic. That's the difference between us. When I say abortion, okay, I understand what it means. Just because you don't doesn't change the definition.
Okay, but you also are claiming, using that definition, you're using the word abortion and saying Republicans want to outlaw it, right?
Because you brought up what happens if there's an abortion at 8 months. An abortion at 8 months. An abortion at 8 months.
But it doesn't make any sense in the course of the conversation, which is the problem with making.
An abortion at 8 months does not terminate a viable fetus. That does not happen in any state to any person in the United States. It doesn't happen.
Hold on. Wait, there's been no terminations of viable fetuses in the United States?
At 8 months? Absolutely not.
The zero?
Zero.
What, do you live under a rock? I've had 3 of them myself.
You've had an abortion?
Me and my wife, yes.
Okay, you're a liar.
I'm not a liar.
You have not had a viable fetus termination of a pregnancy, okay, at 8 months? No, you have fucking not. Because that is
Yes, I have.
illegal in every state in the United States. So what you're literally saying is you're admitting to fucking what, 3 felonies?
No, we went on vacation to Ukraine, and no, I didn't know you said 8 months for the record. But
Because
we're
you
not talking
said
about
8
that.
months. You said
we're
8
not
months.
talking about
I'm
whether
using the definition
I
that
get
you
that. That's fine. I didn't.
used.
You cut out. You cut out.
You see,
I didn't
you
hear
see,
you. That's
you
fine.
see how
So listen.
though I think this argument is ridiculous because you're not even being genuine.
No, I said I've had an abortion. I have had 3 abortions. Not at 8 months. I didn't hear that part. So yeah, I'm sorry for misunderstanding what you're saying. My point is this: let's get to the meat of this because this bickering is nonsense. When I say abortion, I'm going to define my terms now. All right, I'm not using the medical definition. Apparently, I'm using the political definition of terminating a viable fetus, not at 8 months, but just terminating a viable fetus. Right? You go to the doctor. You go, I have a perfectly happy baby in my house, in my belly, and I don't want that baby in there anymore. Right? And when is your point? When is that not okay? Or is there any point at which it is not okay? I'm not talking about the laws. I'm not talking about when is it illegal. It's a philosophical question. When, in your opinion, is that not okay?
It is my opinion that it is not my opinion.
Okay,
That's
so
what
you're like. I don't want to mansplain.
Being a person, okay, being an adult human being who cannot become pregnant, okay, that has zero ability to become pregnant, okay, and will never have the ability to become pregnant, okay, believe that it is not my fucking business because I believe in other people's individual rights, which was the entire fucking point. Nope, do not cut me off. Which is the entire point of this conversation, that I, as an individual, have rights over my own body, and it is not my job to decide the individual rights of a pregnant woman and her medical decisions, which is why the entire point of this argument, which I agree with, do not cut me off, child. Which I agree with, is that Democrats believe in individual rights more than Republicans because you, as a Republican, believe that it is your right to invade someone else's individual right on an act that you cannot even have because you don't have the ability to get pregnant. You believe that you can invade the individual rights of women, okay? And I don't believe that. So back to the original argument. No, Republicans do not give a flying fuck about individual rights, and they sure as hell don't believe in individual rights more than the Democrats do. Not true.
Yeah, if you believe that a right to abort a fetus is an individual right, then sure, they don't give a fuck about that because they think it's murder. But do you see this perspective difference here? They value the right to life more than they value whatever virtue signaling you were just doing. You know
the right of life for the fetus, but not the pregnant woman.
We kill all the babies because
No, you don't tell me when to be quiet. The right of frickin' fetuses apparently, but not the right of the mother to be able to live, to be able to have access over her own body, to be able to have medical care, not the right of the children that they continually deny fucking healthcare to, including millions of fucking women millions of fucking children that are being lost due to Medicaid cuts due to Republicans, the amount of kids that aren't able to eat due to Republicans cutting fucking things like fucking SNAP benefits where they're not able to fucking eat, the amount of children that do not get freaking school lunches because Republicans continually and consistently over time vote down things like children having school lunches, not the right of the children in Iran that are going to school that Republicans are fucking sending Tomahawk missiles through and fucking killing, not the millions of children across the fucking planet that are being fucking they're dying of things like AIDS and other fucking communicable diseases due to freaking Doge going in and ripping out fucking funding for USAID that was going across the world that had killed, I believe on most estimates, about 500,000 children in other countries between lack of food and lack of fucking medical care. So they don't care about the right to life of any of those millions, literally hundreds of millions of children whose lives are affected by horrific fucking Republican policies. But you think that I'm supposed to give a fuck about the fucking fetus? How about if you really cared about the right to life, you start caring about fucking children who are walking around the fucking planet right now, and not so much about the fucking fetus, because abortion rights has nothing to do with the life of the fetus. It has everything to do with men wanting to control women, which really is the number one Republican policy.
Hey, all of those kids who died were fetuses at some point. You understand that, right? That if we just aborted them all, you would have no conversation with me at all. We would just be nothing. You understand
Gotcha.
that that's why it's the most important?
The Republican argument. They were once fetuses, so now we can murder them.
That's your argument.
That's literally what you just fucking said.
Your argument is we can kill them before them.
I just listed fucking a dozen different things on the way that Republicans are literally letting children starve or die from fucking diseases. And your argument to that is, well, they were once fetuses, so now we're allowed to kill them.
Hold on. I can make the same argument.
Shut the fuck up. Don't fuck. This is the fucking craziest fucking shit. This is what sickens me about your guys' dumb fucking abortion argument, okay? Y'all don't care about fucking kids. Y'all don't care about fucking kids, okay? If y'all cared about kids, then the Republicans who are in charge of the fucking House and the Senate right now would be pushing for them to actually follow the law, okay, and actually be releasing the freaking Epstein files so that the victims that are fucking children of actual fucking trafficking in the United States would actually be able to get justice for the crimes that were committed against them, okay? But you don't care about kids, okay? You don't care about kids. All you care about is yelling about fucking fetuses. You don't give a shit about children, okay? You don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. If you cared about kids, you would care about fucking supporting a party that supports things like school lunches. It cares about programs that actually help to feed fucking children.
Virtue
that
signaling
actually
about
fucking
lunches doesn't save
Sir,
kids'
you can call
lives,
it virtually signaling all you fucking want. I do not give a fuck. You do not give a shit about children. You only seem to care about fetuses. And the reason you only care about fetuses is because it's control over women. While y'all are the ones that don't want to pass fucking any type of comprehensive gun laws in this fucking country, when literally the number one cause of fucking the death of children in the United States that is preventable is gun rights, and all Republicans do is say they're going to fucking pray about it.
Yeah, but we can keep kids, put them into the world, right? We can not abort them and also give them school lunch. It's not like I have to say, I want the kids to be born and I want them to die of school lunch starvation.
You literally
That's not what I'm saying. And you're trying to put Republicans, and I could put a bunch of Democrat shit into your mouth and go, you want to turn all the kids and virtue signal your way to the top.
Yeah,
like,
except for that's not even close to true, and only Republicans. See, here's the thing: can you name one pro-trans policy from the Biden administration?
One pro-trans what
policy?
Policy?
Mm-hmm.
I can look it up like you do. Hold on 1 second.
Please do. See, the fact that he has to go look it up.
I'm pretty sure they did a bunch of stuff with like women in like unisex restrooms and stuff.
Oh, they did. Can you show me one?
Widely recognized by LGBTQ plus advocates as one of the most pro-transgender administrations in U.S. history, his administration implemented various policies and appointments dedicated to protecting and advancing transgender rights. Executive orders on his first day in office.
Yeah, no, I want the part about. I want the part
prohibiting discrimination based on gender identity.
Sir, I can read a Chat GPT. I can read a Chat GPT summary myself. Okay, can you please just give me the policy?
Okay, I'll leave it to you then.
No, give me the policy.
I just said he signed an executive order.
What executive order?
Prohibiting discrimination based on gender identity in areas such as housing,
so it's preventing discrimination. So not anything that's like what you were saying, trying to turn everybody trans. An anti-discrimination executive order. See, here's where right? Oh, you call it rewarding to not discriminate against somebody? Interesting phrasing on that. That is very strange how not discriminating against somebody is rewarding to you. But see, it's funny because I can show all of the policies from Republicans that do all the things to kill children. And your response to that, right? Your response to that is turn all the children gay, which you are trans, which you don't have any policy for because the policy doesn't fucking exist. It's just you
Well,
making
no,
up
it's
shit.
trickle. It's the same
just you
thing.
making.
They
It's
didn't-
just you making
Let
up
me know when you're
shit
done. I'll
because you
respond.
don't. Yeah, please. I will gladly. It's just you making shit up. Okay. In order to fucking justify your point, because the only people that are constantly talking about trans people are Republicans. The only people that are constantly talking about trans people is Republicans. I've been on the left my whole fucking life, okay? Literally have very few conversations about trans people. I hear it from you Republicans every single fucking day of my entire fucking life. Trans people just live rent free in your fucking head. But for some reason, you guys think, okay, that it is a Democratic policy, right? That it is a Democratic policy to turn everybody trans or whatever the fuck you're trying to say. When in reality, it's just literally Republican fear mongering. Okay, that is just fucking trying to portray it as Democrats doing X, Y, and Z because you guys don't have any actual policy. You have no actual policy to stand on. So the only thing that you guys can stand on is, I think you guys like trans people. It's fucking sad. What happened to your individual freedom, sir? What happened to your individual freedom? What happened to the individual freedoms of trans people to be able to fucking express themselves any way they want? Doesn't that fall under individual freedom, sir?
They couldn't express themselves.
Oh, gotcha. So you're anti
one pro trans policy. I gave you one.
First of all, an executive order is not a policy, so no, the fuck you didn't. Second of all, that wasn't a pro trans policy. That was an anti-discrimination policy, which is completely fucking different. Third of all, you're the one talking down about trans people while literally saying the Republicans are more on individual rights.
Hold on. First of all, I'm going to respond, but before I respond, I want a one-sentence answer of when I talked down about trans people.
Literally, you've done it like 7 times. I don't even have enough time to fucking go through all the times you've done in this conversation.
No, just give me one of them.
Just give you one of them? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
where you said that a bunch of parents are fucking brainwashing their children in order to force them to be trans and have transgender surgery as a kid. Yes, that is spreading false. That is literally spreading false propaganda towards trans people, which helps to perpetuate violence against them.
You like this trickle down effect of things.
You know, it's funny how it's really funny how you when you got your answer, you all of a sudden try to pivot. That's really cute.
First of all, let's be clear. I just dropped the best one-liner of all time. You said they live rent-free in my head, and I said, no, they live rent-free in my house because they do live rent-free in my house. A transgender person lives with me. I don't talk down about them. I'm an ally, all right? First of all.
Yeah, that's
Second
bullshit.
of all, I also don't think
that's a fucking lie.
That this type of thing should be promoted. That's not a lie. And this type of thing
Who's promoting it, sir?
At the
Who's promoting
federal level, because what it does is it rewards the
Who's
psychology.
Promoting it? Who's promoting it?
What?
Who's promoting it?
The Democrats. Especially
Where?
Canada. Canada's fucking crazy.
Canada? That's where you have to go to talk about it? Is Canada?
No, California. California has entertained certain laws about like taking kids into foster care if the parents don't.
That's not promoting anything. What's promoting? Sir, do you know what the word promoting means?
To promote.
Good job. You know what promote means?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
To put forward, maybe? I don't know.
To put forward?
Yeah. Promote.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put a definition of that on the board because I don't want to. Yeah, I don't even want to do anything like that. To advance something to a higher rank, to help something grow or succeed, or to advertise or a product to increase sales. None of that is saying, hey, we shouldn't let people discriminate against trans people. None of that is promotion.
That's the sales definition, bro. What the fuck? That's not the. Yeah, I mean, to promote means to put forward or to advance. Yeah. I mean, that's fine.
That's what I literally just fucking said.
Yeah, and I'm saying, again,
telling people not to discriminate against other people. Stop calling yourself an ally, sir. I can deal with the bigotry. I can't deal with the lying. Okay?
That's not a lie. I have
it
a
is
trans
a lie.
person that lives
it is a lie.
rent-free in my house.
Shush.
You want to ask my wife?
If you have a trans person living in your fucking house, then that makes you even more of a disgusting human being.
Why?
If you are literally up here spreading literal propaganda that is literally causing trans people in the United States to be attacked, to be harmed, all right, to be beaten
you
up,
probably
to
never
do
met a
all
trans
of those
person, to be
fucking
honest.
things, if you are
than-
literally fucking spreading things on this fucking live that is literally doing that to trans people, and you have one that lives in your house, then you are a disgusting piece of shit. Okay, you are a horrible human being. Okay. You are a disgrace to fucking anybody who is actually an ally in this country. Okay. And I don't want to fucking hear it. Okay. Again, I can deal with your fucking rampant bigotry, right? Your disdain for the life of humans and all across the world. I can live with all of that, but I'm not going to sit here on my live and platform somebody who's going to just continually call themselves an ally while simultaneously doing things that are anti-alliance.
Republicans call in. That's the only people you platform is what you call bigots. Like, come on, dude. Let's quit virtues.
I've talked to Republicans that aren't bigots. You're just a bigot.
Listen, no, they're all bigots because your definition
They're
of bigot
all
is
well,
Republican.
Republicans. The Republican says all Republicans are bigots. So I mean, what I guess
No,
I guess
I said your definition
who am
of
I to
Republican
argue?
is
I guess
bigot.
then. I guess who am I to argue? I said not all Republicans were bigots, but hey, if you say
You
they
need to
are
get some
bigots, then I
Logitech
guess
703 headphones
then I guess
so you can hear what I'm saying.
then I guess
because
you
what
know
I said
I guess we'll
was
have to.
your definition of Republican.
That's on
is
you, I
bigot.
guess.
That's what
That's
I said.
on you, not on me.
But
I
listen,
guess.
But listen. Here's the thing: is if you ask a trans person that's not brainwashed by this like psychology of the Democrats that like they're this like victimhood people, blah 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 blah.
I never called them victims.
They'll even tell you.
I never called them
like
victims.
This whole idea.
Who called them victims?
What? Huh? You did.
Who called them victims?
You did. You said, and don't interrupt me. You said 5 seconds ago. Every time you say something like that, trans people get violence against them.
That's not what I said.
Right? Which
No.
is true. I
That's
agree.
not what I said.
But
I said
You
the
did.
words that you're saying are the same propaganda verbiage, okay, that
Yeah.
perpetuates violence against trans people. And that is
Yeah.
true.
then that would make them a victim. I don't
No.
know if you know the definition of victim, but a victim of violence. So anyway, here's
The only victim
problem,
right here
is
is
that
my ears from
that-
having to hear this.
Listen, that is true. I agree that's true. That
And yet
I
you still
say
spread it.
something, and
then
then
you still
somebody
spread
out
it.
there is like, I hate trans people, right? But the other part is true too.
And then he keeps
which
doing
is
it
that
anyway.
when you sit there and promote it and act like it's the best thing since sliced bread, there's a kid out there that listens to that and goes,
No
"Maybe I'm
one
trans."
has
I think it'd be
fucking
really
said
cool if
that, you fucking imbecile. There are no fucking commercials coming out from the fucking Democratic Party saying,
Hey, turn trans. It's the best thing ever. There's no fucking billboards. There's no fucking TikTok ads. There is no fucking promotion. It is literally saying, stop spreading a bunch of discriminatory shit that causes violence against trans people. That is not fucking promoting. Are you I literally don't understand how to say that
Hold on.
in any more
I'll
clear.
give you an
I'm
example.
not
You're
holding
so
up for
angry.
shit.
Calm
Shut the
down.
fuck.
I'm
Yes,
not. You're missing.
Get the fuck off my life. Fuck you. Shut the fuck up. Holy shit, dude. It's being promoted like the fucking Democrats are going out there fucking like making fucking goddamn fucking TikTok ads. The fuck is wrong with you, dude? But I'm a Republican. I believe in individual rights, unless it's somebody that I don't like. I believe in individual rights as long as it's somebody that I like. I want equality and individual rights as long as you're white and a man and a Christian. Anyways, y'all. Thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys. If you guys would like to support the live, I do have super chats, gifting, all that sort of stuff. I am trying to clear out. Cool. Thank you so much for clearing the galaxy out of my gift gallery. I was just talking about that. Thank you so much. We're trying to clear this gift gallery today. Like I said, for you guys that weren't here earlier, I was off the last couple of days because I was in Louisiana at their Senate hearing for the redistricting in Louisiana, and I will be having content that comes out on that very, very soon. And I am trying to do more of that. Okay, which is going to incur a whole bunch of travel expenses, and a new camera. So if you guys would like to support the live, it really, really would mean a lot, so I can get more of that content out to you guys as quickly as possible. And I really appreciate that. And any support that you guys give the live would go a long way towards all of that. So thank you guys so much. And again, that I have Mel, thank you so much for the meteor shower. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Mel and Kula, for the galaxy and the meteor shower. Thank you guys so much. Big W's in the chat for that. Big W's in the chat for that. Thank you guys so much. It really, really means a lot. And Lovely Goddess, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I can't put it up on the screen for some reason because my system is a little broken, but it says, does the caller have an OBGYN? Because why would he bring up his doctor? Yeah, I don't know. That was very weird. But thank you guys all so much for the support. Also, for all of you guys here, please, please, please do me a favor. Go to wherever you listen to podcasts, whether that's Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts, and please go and follow the Polypolitics podcast on all of your stuff. So, and please go subscribe to that. It will be releasing June 5th, and I would love it so much if you guys could go subscribe before that. It would really, really mean a lot to me. So please, please, please go do that wherever. Also, please make sure you guys are following me on the YouTubes. I am releasing debate content. I am releasing content from my trip in Louisiana. I am hoping to make a couple more trips starting next month to bring you guys even more content from all places all across the United States, talking to real people and doing some real work all the way across the United States. So if you can support it, I really, really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. If you'd like to support over on the gifting side of TikTok, I do need 2 of the money guns from one person. Johnny, thank you so much for the money gun. 2 from one person to clear that out of my gift gallery too. I appreciate that. And again, I do have super chats and pay links in the bio. Cash App and PayPal, they're all at Polypolitics. And I am going to play this real quick. Please follow the podcast. I really, really appreciate you guys. And I will be right back. My job is not to come to a common ground with anyone, because in order to come to a common ground, then I have to accept things that aren't factual. I have to take things that aren't factual, that have no basis in reality, that simply aren't true, and try to justify it in order where I make them true, which I refuse to do. We've talked to the socialists, we've talked to the communists, we've talked to everyone out here. There's been so much fun. You lowered your tax on one tiny itty bitty little tiny thing and then raised your taxes on every other fucking thing, and you're taking that as a win. You seem to conflate loving your country and loving your president. Welcome to the Polypolitics Podcast. I'm Christopher Turner, where opinions are challenged and facts matter. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate that. Again, please follow that on any place. It is live right now. So please follow that, all the places that you follow stuff like that, whichever way you do it. Okay? It looks really cool. Again, it's the Polypolitics Podcast, and you can find it on all of the things. So I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, and again, first episode, June 5th. So I really appreciate you guys. Pause, and I think it was a brown-eyed girl. Thank you so much for the money guns. I really appreciate that too. Thank you so much. Felicia, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. It says support for you doing the work from Fee. Oh, thank you so much, Fee. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That is very, very sweet. I really appreciate all of y'all and the support. All right, we're going to move on to the next caller. Keep this thing going. All right, I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of time because I've already been on for like a while, so I am going to have to drop. Sorry, caller, for the person I'm about to drop right now. I would talk to you normally, but I do have to get onto Trump supporters right now just because I've been on for a while and it just started to pick up. And oh yeah, and if you guys are here, please make sure you guys I will be back on most likely tonight. Thank you guys so much for the support. So I will be back, try to be back on here tonight. So please come check me out later on tonight too. Hello, how are you?
How's it going, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. So Charles from Alabama, you called to are you still support Trump?
Oh, yes, sir, I do at the moment.
All right. What's on your mind?
So I was just chimed in right there in the middle of the conversation you had with the last gentleman. I have dug a little into, the way the Democratic Party does promote or use, the LGBTQ community and the trans community to promote. You were right. They don't make commercials. They don't advertise online. But there is ways, the same way the Republican Party, like conservative men and women, they promote certain things that aren't, what you want to see, but they do it in different ways where, it's not broadcasted live on television. So with that said, y'all were speaking about the Equality Act, and so you said it was just an act, amended against discrimination, period, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, when you look at the act, it explicitly, I'm sorry, prohibits discrimination based on sex, sexual orientation, and gender identity in housing and in public, also public accommodations. So, like, I mean, were you just getting at discrimination in general, like as in race or something? Like, I was kind of confused if you were using that, or if you might have had that under because I don't believe that
We weren't even talking about the Equality Act. We were talking about some executive order Donald Trump signed. But regardless, again, that's still not promotion. To say not to discriminate against someone isn't promotion. It's not trying to put something. The confusion here is that being trans is not a democratic policy. It's not a democratic initiative. It's not a democratic anything, right? It is simply just saying, hey, trans people exist. Okay. Stop treating them poorly because they exist. That is the entirety of the left's and the Democratic stance on trans people. That's the whole fucking thing. Trans people exist. Stop demonizing them. Stop treating them poorly. Stop promoting violence, right? Start promoting human rights for all people. That's the entire left's policy. It's not saying go be trans, okay? That no different from the abortion policy that I was talking about earlier. Nobody in the Democratic Party or on the left is saying go get an abortion. It's saying, hey, there are situations where people want one and their rights should be protected as an individual right in the United States. It's not pro-abortion. It's pro the right of individual rights of women and pro women being able to have their own health care without the interference of the government. Same with trans people. Hey, trans people should be able to exist, and they shouldn't have the Republican Party or the government coming in and dictating their entire lives just because they're trans.
Of course. I see that. I can see that 100%. But you can also see where it may bother the larger, majority of people in the United States because, yet they aren't promoting it. They are, like, in a way, kind of normal, like making it seem normal. You know what I'm saying? So,
It is normal.
in the years and the generations to come, they grow up seeing this, believing that it's normal. That it's, I'm like, not normal, but, believing that it's, like it's a thing.
It is normal.
Like
it is a thing.
Well, I mean, I understand it is a thing, but me, like, in my opinion and in my beliefs and everything like that, to me, like, it's wrong. Okay, so I mean, and that's just my opinion, but that does not lead me to go out in the public and to call these people names and to hate these people. I love these people like as human beings as I would like any of my neighbors or anybody that I associate with on like daily. I wouldn't treat nobody different because of it, but yet I don't have to agree with it. Which I mean, of course, you understand that.
You don't have to agree with it. Don't be trans.
I'm sorry?
Don't be trans. If you don't agree with being trans, then don't be trans. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about, sir. There is a difference between.
That, but I have daughters, and I have a son, and
and if they're trans, you can't do shit about it.
Huh?
And if they're trans, you can't do shit about it.
Well, me as a man, yeah, I can. But
no, you can't.
Like I mean, yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Yes, of course they have their own decisions. If my son loved a man, I would not love him. I would not hate him. I would not love him any less. He's still my son at the end of the day. But as a child, like he is now, he's 3 years old, man. Like, and if by the time he's 6, 7, 8, dude, these kids talk about horrible things. They see things on the internet. And and that's what I'm getting at. Where like it's normalized, like it's a normal thing. It is in a way being planted in these children's head that if you are a straight white man, or if you are a straight white woman, that's weird. Like I mean, they
Literally, it's
want
not.
to be. I mean, no, it's not. It's not at all. I agree with you. But,
No, like
I mean,
that's not being put into anybody's head. What the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, I believe it is, man. Like
It's not, though.
I genuinely, I
It's
see
not.
it. I see it.
Sir,
Like it's not cool.
You're
It's
from
not cool in
Alabama. Did you
America.
grow up in Alabama?
It's not cool in America to be a white
Sir,
man, right?
sir,
right now.
did you grow
Would
up-
you agree with that?
It's not cool. Well, first of all, it was never cool to be a white man. Okay, it's generic as fuck in the United States. So it was never cool. Okay, so that's just cool was never the word that existed ever. Okay, the only thing that like, first of all, you just find it weird because you didn't grow up around it. Okay, but for all of us that grew up probably around a large LGBTQ plus community, like I did in Southern California.
Oh no,
right?
absolutely not.
And guess what? Guess what? I still came out straight as a fucking arrow, and all my friends all super fucking straight. Okay. We had gay friends, we had trans friends, we had all of those, like all the way across the board, all right? But me and my core group of friends, even though we grew up in a situation where all of that was right in front of our faces, none of us were any less straight, okay? None of us were like, oh, we're gonna be trans because we saw it, okay? That doesn't exist because all that is saying that trans people are just living their real reality, right? They're living their real truths, right? And I believe that trans people, just like everybody else, should be able to live their own life and live their own truth. If you don't want to be trans, don't be trans. If your kids don't want to be trans, they don't need to be trans. No one's promoting it. No one's telling you have to, but seeing it does not make you it, okay? I see all sorts of shit, right? Like I grew up going to Christian school. I grew up in church 4 times a week, right? Raised Christian my whole life, and I'm an atheist. See, I can still be whatever the fuck I want, okay, regardless of what you're taught, all right? And so, but saying that we should not discriminate against people and that somehow is going to fix your insecurity, it's just not.
Well, I mean, you jumped on the guy's throat whenever he even brought up the situation, and you talk about slandering these people's names, and it kind of promotes violence towards them, but don't, whenever you speak down and call somebody a generic white man or whatever you call them based on their beliefs, even a conservative white man or a Republican or anything like that, don't you think that's the same thing? Well, don't you believe that there may be some left liberals out there that are willing to hate a political party so much that they're willing to go out the same way, like if a white man preached about being racist or hating gay people, and other white men heard him, you know what I'm saying, on whatever platform he's on, so they were like, you know what, he's right, you know what I'm saying, let's do something about it. And, these people are crazy, they got something wrong with them.
Happens
Obviously,
every day.
the trans community, I mean, they're different people, and I believe that sometimes they act out like that because they are treated different, and I hate that, and I hate to see that. But the tendencies that they have, they could do the same thing. Like, they could go down the street and kill a white man. Like, you see Chud the Builder, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see the guy knew who the guy was, knew where he was going to be at, and went out looking for the man. You know what I'm saying? All on the simplified. Yeah, and I understand. I don't agree with, the racist comments, the discrimination in general. I'm 100% against all of that.
Chud the Builder is not getting discriminated on for being white. He's being discriminated on for being a racist. And he is an insanely bad fucking racist.
Being discriminated against for being a white man.
No, he's not being discriminated against for being white.
Freedom of speech.
He is
what
not.
I'm saying? Which I hate the word. I don't even like saying.
Sir, he's in jail for attempted murder. He's in jail for attempted murder. I don't think he's the one who was discriminated against. How are you going to say the guy who's in jail for attempted murder is the guy that was discriminated against?
You got to dig a little bit more into it. Use your computer, and you can research, and you can see the facts that are coming out on the case.
Sir,
the man that went out, like, that wasn't a bump in.
I don't give a shit about that racist fuck. I don't give a shit about that racist fuck. Okay, I hope he rots under the fucking prison. Really couldn't give a shit.
For defending himself? Like, for defending himself?
I don't give a shit what the fuck he was doing. Okay, I don't give a shit what the fuck he was doing. Okay, he shot a man and tried to kill him. They should bury him underneath the jail. I do not care. Okay, could not give a shit less. But he wasn't. But he wasn't discriminated on because he was white. Okay, that has nothing to do with him being white. Okay,
Yes,
even if someone went out,
that's why he was attacked.
even if someone went out, I have no idea. That we'll find out during the trial why that person was there and how the fight broke out and all that sort of shit. I don't fucking know. Okay, I have no idea how that worked out. But regardless, okay, you sometimes confuse freedom of speech with freedom of consequence.
That's
okay,
that's not a thing. So
that is a thing. You don't get freedom of consequence.
The last man,
right? So like I'll give an example, right? So like if I'm walking down the road, right? I'm walking down the road and somebody like calls me the N-word, okay? He has the right for the government not to discriminate against him for saying that, okay? But he doesn't have the right to stop from getting his ass whooped by me for him doing it to my face, right? Because his words had consequences, right?
Absolutely.
Your words have consequences, right? But white men are far from the people that are...
You believe just because this man used a word and called you this word that you're allowed to fit in. I feel like that's a normal thing right now, that you're allowed to physically assault this man because he called you a word. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. He shouldn't use the word. But then you get shot. Oh,
I'm not allowed to.
Because
I'm
you
sure
assault this man.
I'm sure I'll fucking go to jail for attempted battery or something.
Well, no, you die. You jump on the man.
Oh, so not only is he a racist, but he's a whole bitch too. He can't fight like a fucking man.
Then technically, wouldn't you be a bitch for being so offended?
No, I'm ready to square up, bro. I'm ready to square up and have a real man-to-man fight. So that's the problem with all you young fucking dudes. Y'all want to fucking pull a gun for fucking everything like little bitches, bro. Y'all want to pull guns for everything. Y'all are little bitches. Y'all didn't grow up fucking. Y'all didn't grow up like with any fucking balls, bro, to fucking just square up against a man face to face. That's y'all's problem.
All right, well, answer this: Do black kids fight anymore? Do they fight each other anymore? No, they slaughter each other in the fucking streets with guns that me and you probably never even fucking seen before.
70% of the political violence that happens in the United States comes from the right.
So you're telling me, all right, man, I'm from Mobile, Alabama. All right, I'm in one of the most dangerous cities in the United States.
Mobile, Alabama is not one of the most dangerous cities in the United States, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'd have to check that. But.
All right, well, obviously, you're fucking stupid. I mean, you're a smart man, don't get me wrong.
I've been to Mobile. There's a great restaurant. I went to a great restaurant out there. What was the name of that place we went, Ari? It was so good. It was like
all you have to do
Eclectic Eats and something. Oh, that place was so fucking good.
Well, then you can look up Tavon Steele, Stele. He was killed 2 days ago. He was killed by his own cousin, and he's a black man. These are kids, bro. 19, and his cousin was 21 years old. They killed each other over. They stole a car, and I guess they got into some kind of predicament where they thought they were going to tell on each other or something was happening. They were never caught. This was a good kid. You know what I'm saying? But it's it's every day. Every day these kids shoot at each other. And you want to call somebody a bitch, but
Mobile's not even top 25. Yeah, I went to the top 25 most dangerous cities, and Mobile's not even on here. Not even close.
I guarantee you, Mobile,
Memphis, Oakland, St. Louis, Baltimore, Detroit, Alexandria, Cleveland, New Orleans, Monroe, Pueblo, Anniston, Little Rock, Myrtle Beach, Tacoma, Birmingham, Atlantic City, Camden, Springfield, Albuquerque, Kansas City, Louisville, Canton, Dayton, Milwaukee, and Minneapolis.
You're pivoting away from what I'm trying to tell you, and what you even you know this. I mean, you see the YNs, you see these kids. They're walking around with fully automatic guns. They're killing each other in the street. So you're going to call a white man a bitch for defending himself with a firearm when you say you're down to squabble. But you get your fucking ass whooped over a white man calling you a nigger. I'm
If I get my
pretty
ass
sure
whooped, I
just
get
by
my
looking at you, dude. Just by
if I
looking at you, by
if I
your
get my
physical appearance.
if I get my ass whooped, I get my fucking ass whooped. So the fuck what? You never had your ass whooped before?
That
Because
wasn't the point of what
never
I
mind.
was
I can
making,
answer that
bro.
question. I know you haven't
What
had
you're
your ass whooped
saying, you're
before because the shit that's coming out of your mouth shows that you haven't gotten your ass whooped before, and you need it.
I can't call it.
Yeah, and you need it, to be honest with you. Okay. Some people really need their ass whooped, and it sounds like you with that mouth needs it. Okay. But now I understand why you support people like Chud the Builder, right, and other racist little fucking pricks like that, right? Now I understand why you support a bunch of fucking racist people and why you're so afraid of fucking, about the white man being held down and all sorts of shit, right? It's because people like you think that you guys can go around and say whatever racist crap that you want to fucking say and do whatever the fuck you want, and you think that there's no consequences for it, right? You think that there's no fucking consequences for it, okay? But that's okay. I don't need little racists like you to be on my live, okay?
Well, no, I mean,
No, that wasn't a question. Get the fuck off my live. Anyways. Oh, no. If you're gonna say the N-word to me, you get a lecture before I hang up on you. Y'all make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you'd like to support the live, I do have all the things, super chats, gifts, all that fun stuff. Yeah, no, if you're gonna call me the N-word, you're gonna have to listen to a lecture before I hang up on you. You think you're just gonna get away with just fucking just getting off the phone that quick? Nah. Nah, we ain't gonna do that. Thank you so much, Tara. Yeah, no, he was way too comfortable saying that. I'm pretty sure he said it a few times in his life. Anyways, y'all. So a naughty word justification for physical violence? I didn't say it was a justification. I just say if you come up to me and say it, we gonna get after it, bro. That's all. I ain't gonna use a weapon or nothing. I don't know, man. I'm almost 40. When I was growing up, you had a problem with somebody, you threw fucking hands. I think that's the biggest problem I think that's one of the biggest fucking problems with the community, with our community now. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. There's two things. There's two things that just throwing some hands teaches you. One, you can't just say anything to anybody. Because some people will back that up. You can't just say anything to anybody. All right. And two, you'd be surprised, man. I've seen a lot of people that had some like differences. I see a lot of people have some differences. Hey, throw a few punches at each other, and then you don't kick someone while they're down, and people are a lot more friendly after that. You know what I'm saying? People are a lot more friendly about, but yeah, now everybody wants to just shoot everybody, right? Now everybody wants to shoot everybody and do all sorts of crazy stuff. Just, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not calling anyone to commit any acts. I'm just saying, me personally, right? Like, if we gotta throw some hands, we gotta throw some hands. I'm not gonna go out looking for it, but if we gotta do it, we gotta do it. Someone said Chud's gonna be biting the pillow in prison. Yeah, like for real. Yeah, sometimes the people you end up fist fighting are your friends. Chud, there was quite a few times growing up where I just ended up fist fighting my friends. We're still friends to this day. We just I actually have a scar right on top of my head. Sounds like you're looking for it? Oh, no, I haven't been in a fight in years. God, it's probably been over a decade since I've been in a fight. Yeah, it's probably been about a decade. Maybe a little less than that. Tatted, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, who is shocked he said the N-word after saying these YNs? You can't harass your way into self-defense. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Thank you so much, Tatted. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, Chud's gonna be biting the fucking pillow, man. He's fucking. Look, I don't know what happened in the situation. I really don't. I haven't actually like looked that much into it. Like I knew about the guy because I know he's kind of a piece of shit. But I haven't like really looked into it. But I do know he's a piece of shit and I really don't care what happens to him. All right. That's what I do know. All right. I know he's a piece of shit. Y'all, there's somebody calling in for me right now. Alan47 from Tennessee. Please come back tonight. I will be back on tonight and I'll be having some conversations. So please come back tonight. I am gonna, guys, I have to get ready. Like, I'll be back on tonight. I don't know exactly what time. It'll probably be more of a poly after dark type thing. Okay. Like I said, like I just got back from Louisiana from the Senate hearing yesterday. And then Monday we got to go out for a funeral. So I'm trying to get as many lives over the next 2 days while also prepping to do all the stuff I have to do. Again, if y'all could come back later tonight, and really, like I said, any support that you guys could help out with is really appreciated in this time because we got some stuff. And I think Ari might be on with me later. So yeah, I will. Oh, we drinking tonight? Yeah, we drinking tonight too. Yeah, for sure. All right, y'all. I will see you guys later. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. And I will see you guys. I'm guessing between like 8 and 9 Central. Around that time. In between 8 and 9 Central. Okay? All right. Love you guys. Bye.